gamers, welcome back to a brand new DSP video. As you can see, I found a good background. I finally found the perfect background with all of the goats, as you can clearly see. Anyways, that's not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because I want to discuss this fucking podcast. I was not sure if I wanted to watch certain parts or whatever, but I think we're just gonna watch the entire podcast because he says some bullshit I want to respond to, unfortunately. So let's fucking get going. I will skip when it gets boring. I'm gonna lower the resolution. We don't need to see HD Piggy here. Let's do 720. 720 I think is a good middle ground. By the way, as you can see, everything now he has little products you can click on, little affiliate links. Now, this isn't necessarily him being sponsored or anything like that, to be fair, but this is like akin to Twitch bounties, a very entry-level sponsorship, if you think about it, because it's just because it's a YouTube affiliate program where they'll give you a URL that you can make some commission on alongside YouTube. Like YouTube will get a cut, the company will clearly get a cut, and so will DSP. But this is like entry level. Like anyone could probably do this on YouTube. It's not like he actually talked to a company or he's sponsored by Davoom or whatever the fuck. This is the kind of sponsorship DSP would love because, again, shocking nobody. He only wants he won't do actual sponsorships because that would require him like talking to someone else and then like having to actually change his attitude. But since this is like a automated thing that he doesn't have to like try to get, he'll gladly do it. He doesn't want anything that requires any ounce of effort, like why he only waited for Kick to implement channel point system as opposed to using a bot for that, because a bot would be a little bit more work. Meanwhile, the thing on Kick is like, hey, it's built in, you could just use it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but this dude will always prefer if something's done for him than doing it himself, but anyways, let's get to this video. Let's fucking go.
Understand, people are saying the game is 30 to 40 hours long.
I skipped ahead. He's talking about Disco Elysium, and what's interesting about this is every time he talks about any other playthrough, he's like, well, I can't play what I want or what I like because it gets no support. Now, he claims he likes Disco Elysium. Sure, the chat may not be as engaged, but he's getting support. So you would think, okay, well then he should be able to play. If he likes the game and getting support, like, playing it once a week shouldn't be a big deal. But this guy will still complain as if like playing it once a week is like detrimental to his business. I don't know. I don't know why that's the case.
Depending on, how you go about it, how much side content you do, etc. The thing is, when I stream it,
By the way, I am drinking another Liquid Death. This is Dr. Death flavor. I believe it's like grape or something. So, enjoy that. Enjoy knowing that knowledge. Now you know. Now you know what I'm drinking. And no, it's not alcohol. It's Liquid Death. Totally different.
Is an audience for it. It's just very small. All right. And that audience is appreciative that I'm playing it. I get comments on the videos every time saying, hey, thanks for playing.
Thanks, Phil.
We like that you're playing something completely different and outside of your normal comfort zone. It's not like an action game or something.
How is it out? I want to kind of not complain, but mention this. He has literally played visual novels before. Like, he played Professor Layton, whatever. But I think that was like Layton versus Wright, whatever. Phoenix Wright games, Danganronpa. So technically, this is not outside his wheelhouse. It's kind of the same thing he has done. I think it's maybe outside his comfort zone in the sense that it's actually like there's some political themes in the game that make him a little bit uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Or something that you typically do. So that's cool that at least it seems like it's a different genre, a different thing that I normally wouldn't do and people are liking it. And quite frankly, the game gets support on stream.
Whoa.
Every time we've streamed this game, 5 times so far, I've hit my support goal. Now,
Okay,
usually
wow.
it's 1 or 2 people who come in and do
Oh,
a ginormous
now it's
contribution. Like
individuals.
last night,
Okay.
we were more than halfway into the stream and we only had like
Right.
$30 of support, and then someone did like a $120 tip and we hit the goal.
Whoa.
I'm not complaining, but the point I want to make
This,
here is
by the way, this like really comes off as he really wants his audience to tell him to drop the game. Like it's like he's playing it and he's kind of upset that his audience is not telling him to drop it. He's like, I'm playing this game, but they're actually wanting me to play it, and that's like making him feel uncomfortable. I've never seen anyone act so uncomfortable about this.
this playthrough is literally the least interested that I've had in any playthrough I've ever done. It just doesn't seem like many people really care about Disco Elysium, at least today. I mean, maybe when it was new in 2019, but it is 2025. So maybe that's what it is I'm too late to the game.
Okay. But I think the other issue
And
with
I'll
it,
be
I think what killed it, in my opinion, is someone like wrote him a very comprehensive guide to play Disco Elysium, and just what I've seen, like very small clips of him playing it, it seems like it would have been more fun if he just played without knowing what to pick or whatever. But he can't even do that. He literally has to play the game and know what's the right outcome because he considers like a game's good ending to be the good ending. Not like he thinks if there's a bad ending that's wrong and that's like not a good choice, but it's considered bad could simply be morally bad, ethically bad, or whatever the fuck. Like it's just describing the events. It doesn't mean that it's bad in the sense that like uh you failed. But that's how he takes it all the time. Like I didn't think much about this, and at first I was thinking maybe I'm thinking too much into it. But every time he has talked about games with like multiple endings and he wants to get the good ending, it always comes off as like he thinks it as like a pass fail. Like good ending is like you did everything correct, and then bad is if you do everything incorrect. But that's not necessarily true. Like BioShock 1 literally has a bad ending, but you're still doing what the game's asking you to. You're just doing the a fucked up thing to get that ending. But DSP never really like thinks about that aspect of a good ending versus a bad ending. It's always like, oh, it's a bad ending because you didn't do anything correctly. I mean, sure, there's endings that do punish you for not doing certain things, but there's also like, but I don't think that's the goal of Disco Elysium, right? There's like the bad endings in Disco Elysium aren't there like, oh, you didn't do this thing back then, fuck you. It's literally like you chose this and this is what's happening because you chose that is why this ending is this, and then people can look at that and think, hey, this is bad. Or you can see that's good because you believe in that. I don't know. Like whatever. But the point is, he's not playing genuinely with Disco Elysium. It's just nothing but I just want to pick the things that's gonna get me to the good ending or whatever. Or that he'll sit there and like only pick things that aren't confrontational or something. And it's just really weird. And it's just not entertaining. Uh because you think it's afraid of being made fun of, but that's like the point of these kind of games is to either pick something that if the chat's like making fun of you for, it's like, well, you think that's bad? Well, let me explain to you something. We're doing this, whatever, right? Like, I don't know. I
I'll
never
be
played
honest.
Disco Elysium. I don't know
I
what's
do
going on in
prefer to
that game.
play games for more people that are going to watch. I'm not saying I need to play for
What?
thousands and thousands of people every time, but let me put it this way.
I wonder
The
if it's
reason
the
that I'm
WA
successful
and
is
like
because I'm
want
a variety
and all
streamer
these that
and
make
creator
him like
that plays a
announce
differing
announcing
style
it
of game
weird,
pretty much
right?
every
Like
stream,
what?
right? All these
What?
genres are being hit. And therefore, you can come back and watch me play games every day and watch something completely different, and there's something for everyone. Today, I'm playing Blueprints, a puzzle game. Tonight, I'm playing
Whoa.
Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, a hybrid action
Yakuza.
RPG. Tomorrow, I'm playing Minecraft and Black Ops
Wow.
6. Do you
Wow,
see my
Phil.
point? Four
Whoa.
completely different
I love
genres.
that this dude who bragged about being a variety streamer is acting as if he just decided to be a variety streamer. Like, you've been a variety streamer for like years. I don't know why he doesn't consider himself a variety content creator like in 2015 or whatever, when he was kind of doing the same thing he's doing now. But I guess it's like now he just really wants to market that because it sounds cool.
Genres of game within 2 days. That's why I'm still here after 17 years, because even if there's something that's not so popular or not working as well, I always have something else right around the corner that people are looking forward to. I don't have the same exact people watching me every day. That's very true, because people are like,
Okay.
how can this guy make a living when he streams to an audience of only a few hundred people every time he streams? Because it's not the same people.
But
People
it's
who are here today might not be here tomorrow.
Oh, okay, sure. Let's go with this for a second. It just means he has multiple whales that come to on different streams to tip. But there was a stream before where he said that this guy that would come in last minute is the same guy for like multiple streams. And I kind of want to bring this up a little bit as well. He was oddly pushing support streaks this week. It's really weird. It's just odd. And then he would always get these random people that come in last minute to hit the streak. Like, I kind of want to do another Salem video to explain that, but it speaks for itself. Because like, he changed his goal system to be cumulative, right? And now he's like, we're going back to stalling streams to keep the streak alive. We're begging for streaks and this and that. But I thought we don't want that. But now he's acting as if like that's cool again. And now we're getting this like little speech about like, oh, we get like different people but they're still individuals supporting the streams.
Tomorrow might not be here Thursday. I got an audience for a podcast that may not be the audience for the gameplay. I got an audience for my wrestling.
But then you know what's weird? He talks about this, but then when the gameplay starts, he still there's moments where he bitches about people leaving. It's so weird. It's like this dude is all over the place.
Commentary show that may not be the audience that tunes in when I'm building Legos. Get it? That's the difference. So because of that,
That's
even
the
though at
fiercely
any given
difference.
moment I don't have that many people watching,
I always
the good
think of
news
that
is
skit
there's
every time he says,
enough
"That's the
people
difference."
overall to
It's the
support me
fiercely
and allow me
difference.
to make a good living doing what I love. That's the
Fiercely.
formula that works. In the case of Disco Elysium,
Come with your kids, leave
this
with
is
your
a game
kids.
that
That's the fiercely
very
difference.
few people are caring about. Almost no views on the playthrough.
Oh my God, I'm going
And in addition to that,
derail.
no one
Think
showing
about
up for the
Mr.
streams.
Show too much.
But for some bizarre reason, whenever I stream it, some 1 or 2 people come and support it, and I hit my goals. So,
oh my God, I hate that he
is that enough to justify me
it's
to
just him like
continue to
moving
play
his
it?
legs. Why
It's a
do
good
we need
question.
that?
Here's the thing. I'm liking the game.
That's how Cat
Okay,
shuffles
I am.
around, I guess.
I'm enjoying it because it's so unique and different. But I'm going to be very honest here.
All right, let's be honest.
This is not a kind of game that I can play more than like once a week. With so little
okay, but you're
views,
not doing like
if I play,
dude, he never played this game more than once a week. He never did. He never did. And he's acting as if he was going to, and now he can't. You never did. You never wanted to. Like, I hate how this dude talks about certain games, and then I know right after this he's gonna do another indie night, and he's gonna find like the most boring fucking indie game. Like, this is probably the only interesting indie game he found, and he's like bitching about it because it's not like digging a hole or whatever fucking gimmicky indie game he wants to play. Like, it's so it gets me really mad, honestly, because there's a lot of like indie games that would be interesting to watch. Like, there was one RPG that looked interesting, and he was like, "This looks weird. I don't know." And then he went to play Dig a Hole, and it's just like, dude, you love Earthbound, and everyone was saying, "Oh, this is like Earthbound. Why do you play it? It's like Earthbound, whatever." And it looked interesting. He didn't want to touch it, and he acted as if like if he played it, he'd explode. Like, I really hate that he really like kind of puts indie games so down, and then when he plays one, if he happens to play an indie game that has actual gameplay, he acts as if it's like, a brand new discovery. Like he would never expect an indie game. Like it's kind of like he thinks that indie devs are like, I this is something really new, but I don't know if I should go with this example because I kind of feel like it's a little it's too mean spirited. I don't want to be mean spirited about this. I mean, well, okay, I'll go with this. Okay, it will still be kind of mean spirited, but it'll be mean to racists. But it's like really like a racist goes to another country of a race that they think little of, and they're like, wow, they actually make really good food, and they're like blown away that these people can make food. And it's like, yeah, they can make food. I mean, they're like everyone else. Like you just have your own prejudices that you can't see through, basically. And that's how he acts about indie games. Like he thinks that indie games like it's some like weird thing that like they would never be able to make a good game. And then he puts it down in weird ways, like, oh well, they make it like look bad because they don't have the money for it. What if it's a style that they wanted to go with? Like he just clearly doesn't understand anything, and it always pisses me off every time. Like and he's gonna brag. He'd brag, I'm giving indie games a shot right now. No, you're not. He's playing fucking junk, and then he's like acting as if he's playing actual indie games, and then he like gives them backhanded compliments the whole time. But when it's a AAA game, like he always uses it to shit on AAA games. Like this guy is awful. And now he's playing Disco Elysium. He's going, yeah, hello, this guy's. I'm making money, but I don't know. Should I keep playing it? Like, do you like the game? I thought you would love to play games you like if you just could get support for it. He gets support, and he's like, guys, please tell me to drop it. Tell me to drop it. And nobody's telling him to drop it, so he's forced to play it.
I play this more than once a week. What would happen is the same thing that happened to me when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3. If you don't remember,
and
when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, it started off with all this hype because it's a genre of game Phil doesn't usually play.
But this is bullshit too, because he said that Baldur's Gate 3 was the way that it was because of RPG overload. But now it's the game itself. So the RPG overload thing was just him coping. He couldn't play every game he wanted. That's all. This is all he does. Is if he can't do something, he finds something else to point at and say, see, it's that thing's fault. He can never blame himself, or just be like, well, it may not work, whatever. Maybe I'm boring. Maybe you are, Phil. Maybe you are boring.
And it was the game of the year, and then within about 3 weeks of me playing it, no one cared. The streams were dead. We only had like 100, 200 people watching, but people would show up.
I love that the streams are dead with hundreds of people watching. And this is coming from the guys, I don't care if I stream for one person. Remember all these fucking rants about him, like, telling us how he doesn't care about viewership. He would still stream if there was, like, 10 people watching, thousands of people watching, he wouldn't care. Oh, and same with support, man. He'll still do stuff. He doesn't need to get, like, $100, $10. He'll still be doing this. But guess what? Everything matters. It's just a shifting goalpost. The dude who bitches about trolls moving the goalpost moves the goalpost as if it's his job. If his job was to move the goalpost, that'd be his best job. That'd be his career. That career was made for him, to move the goalpost around.
Show up to the streams and support them. So I would have good support, but no one cared. And what happened was on this channel, overall viewership dipped dramatically. For 3 months. My views were way down. My engagement on all my content was way down. And it actually legit hurt the channel. When my views and engagement dip, it means that the channel won't show up in the algorithm, won't be recommended. Even to people who are like subscribed to me, it means that you see the channel less. And a lot of people at that point were like, well, since he's playing so much of this, I'm going to come back when he's done with this game. And it took me over 3 months to beat it, you see? So it really turned off a lot of people. That's why with Disco Elysium, you've noticed I'm not playing it a lot. If there's such a small group of people who are interested, I can't play it nonstop. So I hope that it's okay that I'm only playing it once a week. In addition to that, it may actually be the actual reason why it gets the support it does. Because think
What?
of it this way.
Think about it
If
this
only
way,
one or
guys.
two people are actually supporting Disco Elysium, do you think they would be able to afford that if I played it 2, 3 times a week? I mean, that's,
But again, I just love that this whole idea that not every stream can be financial, not every stream can be successful. Like, then what's the balance then? You notice that that statement is very ambiguous and it's not very clear. And then after every like 3 streams, if he doesn't hit the goal, he says that's a bad pattern. So there's like 6 days in his streaming week. Now it's like what? Uh 5 to 6? Because he has 2 days off. Oh yeah, 5 to 6 days, right? So if there's 3 streams, that is like 2 days of not hitting the goal. Would that be a bad pattern? But then if he hits the goal for the next 3 streams, that's another 2 days of hitting the goal. So like, it kind of like it's kind of bullshit. And now he's like partnered on Kick, so he's getting an hourly wage right now. So now I don't know how that works because let's say that he gets like 10 views on Kick. Will the hourly wage be based on that, or is it just a flat rate? Like just in general, hey, this dude is streaming, he's making like $5 an hour. Like no matter what, he could have 100 viewers, he could have 2 viewers, he could have a million viewers. It will still be $5 an hour. Like, is that what's gonna happen? Or it's like, hey, he has 5 viewers, he's gonna get 25 cents an hour. Oh, he has 60 views, okay, $1 an hour. Like, is that the rate he's gonna be getting? Like, is it gonna scale to the amount of viewers? Because I don't know how that, I don't know. Because I'm assuming it's a flat rate, so I don't think it's gonna matter if people are there or not. He's still gonna get paid an hourly rate.
I'm trying to raise $150 a stream. Do you really think that they probably have $450 to dish out every week? Or if I play it once a week and they only have to support one stream,
Now we're
doesn't that make
discussing.
it a lot easier on?
Now we're discussing how to milk properly. But if they're gonna, let's say that they support once a week. So if he plays the game 2 times a week and only Sunday is the support day, right? Is that really gonna hurt his income? I mean, he's already not hitting the goal like consistently, technically. So does it really matter? Probably not. I mean, again, he has a lot of income as it is. He still has his Patreon open that has still have like what 300 so patrons. We don't know how much he makes on Patreon anymore because he hit that number now. So
You're on that, right? So there you have it. I think that maybe going ahead and playing it once a week has been working, but we just have to understand that this game is not going to be played very often. It's going to take me a very long time to beat it. For example, I've done 5 streams of it within about a month, okay? And we're a third in. That means I would
Whoa.
continue to play it throughout April, May, and likely into June before we get to beat it. And you have to be okay with that. And I hope that you are. All right. And the other thing is, if, for example, all of a sudden it just stops getting support, can I have a stream where it's going to have nothing, no one showing up, and no one's going to support it? This is a
Dude, if we're okay with having Like a Dragon pirate game not hit the goal consistently, then why is Disco Elysium held to a higher standard than that game? Like, and he just beat that game by the way. So, what is wrong with having one game that is not supported like all the time? I thought we don't care about that. And again, it's a game he's playing once a week. He's not playing like 5 indie games every week, right? And again, he's still getting money. Like, let's say he gets $10 that stream or $50. There's still subs he's not counting on the leaderboard as well, so there's that to keep track of. But he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get more money tomorrow, and so on. And he said this before. He said the same thing before. So why does it matter about this particular game getting that much support? Like, why does this game get this talk more than other games? Like, he's more willing to drop Disco Elysium than he was with Like a Dragon, and he supposedly likes both games. But why does Like a Dragon get the let's force his playthrough out the window? Let's force this game to completion. Disco Elysium, guys, please tell me to drop it. Like, that's all this is to me. Like, every time he talks about Disco Elysium, it's really like he's pleading with the audience to tell him to drop the game. Because he doesn't want to drop it himself. Especially now, oh my god, he is making money, a lot of money on it, so if you were to drop it, it'd look incredibly silly. But if his audience tells him to drop it, guess what, guys? The audience can be the shield. That's right. He would use that as a shield. Phil, why did you drop Disco Elysium?
You guys told me to drop it.
And that's all he wants. He this as only in my opinion has gotten worse. Because everything has done is really just ways for him to beg his audience to say it so he could blame them. Like, look at the Cologne meltdown he had. He was crashing over fucking Cologne. And all it was he hated his audience for not going with it. But you know damn well if the audience is like, yeah, Phil, we love Cologne. Yeah. And then if someone says, Phil, oh, the Cologne was a stupid idea.
Why are you saying it's stupid? You guys told me to do it. Guys, the trolls are so bad that, like, I'm doing what you like. Sniffing Cologne.
Like, it's insane. And then the other thing is, this is a Theo theory, guys. Theo theory. I was gonna do a video about the Cologne, maybe I will, but I'll reiterate that theory then, probably, but I think with this whole Cologne bullshit, I think he purposely came up with that bad idea to really illustrate and force everyone to accept that the food idea is the best idea and every other idea is fucking stupid and you need to shut the fuck up. I think that's what it is. You notice how every idea that's not fast food is like literally the stupidest idea you've heard. Like, and then when people give him good ideas, he shoots them down for like paranoia reasons. I can't do viewers. I can't play games with viewers. The trolls aren't gonna ruin it. Even though like Street Fighter 6, you can kick trolls out of lobbies. He has done this in the past, but you know, he can't do IRL streaming, even though like he doesn't have to. I mean, he doesn't like, you know, he has a whole house of rooms. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think Cat's using the other room. The soap room, the Panda Lee room, the Panda Lee office. I don't think she's even using that room. Why can't we use that to stream in, right? Like, they ask him, like, why don't you do painting streams? We can't do painting! Nope, no painting. I don't want to get my electronics all gooped up with paint. Even though, like, you can find other alternatives, right? And you also don't have to paint. You know, there's other mediums like ink, pencil. I mean, pencil would be a little bit hard to look at, to be fair. But you could also use ink. But whatever. Okay. Acrylic paint, I think, is probably the least dangerous because that's easily washable. Like oil paint is the challenging part. But whatever. Okay. Or what or no, the other thing you could do is find an affordable tablet. I mean, you know, maybe that could be an iPad to a degree. Oh, because he could buy an iPad Mini. iPad Mini is pretty good for. I've seen people use that for drawing. Or you could get like another tablet that's like, you know, a couple $100. Like a Huon, I think is a couple hundred. XP Pen. Like these are other alternatives that he could find, and he could just use that. There's all these other alternatives that he could use that are also digital. Or someone could gift it to him. and waste their money doing it that way. But whatever. There's all these other options, right? And he could do that. Or if he wants to do paint, if they're adamant on paint, why doesn't he use the other room to do that? Now, of course, you could argue with Theo, the internet line is in this room, and he doesn't want a line to go across. Like, does he really need like super duper fast speed internet to stream? Like, I've streamed on a potato, and it's been pretty consistent. Like, I think the most that happens in my streams is probably pixelization. But again, like, I don't think it's that bad. I don't know. Nobody has complained. But then again, like, one person watches, so, whatever, man, right? But still, he doesn't need, like, a super duper connection. He has good enough internet. It's like, it's across the hall. Like, how bad could it be? He acts as if, like, if it's across the hall, it's like you might as well be streaming across the planet or something. It's like, it's not that bad. Like, it's like he's trying to connect to the internet from, like, Washington to Connecticut. Like, he's trying to connect to the internet in his parents' house in Connecticut. It's like, you're not doing that, though.
A business as well as a hobby. Yes, I'm a lifelong gamer, and I love sharing my passion for games with the internet. I surely do. But it's also the way that I make a living and support my family.
Gamer.
It's pretty dumb if I'm going to be playing a game on stream and dedicating time to entire streams that no one is showing up for, watching, or supporting. I could just play the game offline in my own time then.
Again,
correct?
He has gotten the same viewership on other playthroughs. And he never once said it was dead. But again, this is the problem with DSP. He puts all the responsibility of entertaining his audience on the game. Like, that's it. Because he's so scared. He's so terrified of, like, not talking about the game. I see a lot of people bring this up because everyone's favorite content creator, iDubbbz, made a video called about another content cop video about Ethan, H3, whatever you want to call that video, whatever. Say what you know about that video. We don't have to discuss the quality of videos here, but I did not know this about Ethan. I've like fallen off the Ethan train like after he was done doing actual videos that people actually liked watching. Remember the time when people liked watching his videos and then he stopped doing that and started doing the podcast? That's kind of when I fell off. But anyways, I did not know this. He has like a button where like if he feels like he's crashing out or whatever, he would push the button, which would artificially create buffer on the stream or whatever, so like he can like move on or whatever. It is so. I did not know that technology existed. That was news to me. I never knew that existed. So when I saw that, I was like, and then I saw people talking about it, was like, it's kind of weird that people who have like the worst, who are also bad at like carrying themselves, have more of a backbone to just not have a safety net and go on and have a better control of what they're saying and all this stuff than Ethan, who has to hit a button when he's like going off the rails. And I'm just thinking about that, and it's like that would be perfect for DSP in a way, because DSP is so terrified of like saying something and afraid of being in a position where he has to either own what he says and apologize for it, or really try to understand why people would be mad at him. He does not want to be put in that position like at all. So instead of doing that, he just opts to sit in silence and say very milquetoast things. Like, I understand that, of course, nobody wants to like do a stream and then say something inflammatory or something that would like, cause people to like be angry at them. Obviously nobody wants to be in that situation. But at some point, like, you have to learn more about yourself. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, like, come on. I don't know why I'm like getting so like.
So that's why I have to make these smart decisions. And And I hope you understand
But
that.
that's why his
Some people
content
don't
sucks.
and actually say really dumb
It's
things
so
like,
funny. Every
"Oh,
time I
so
do a
it's not
DSP
about his
video, it
passion for
always
games anymore."
becomes
Do
why his
you open
content
a
sucks
restaurant
again.
because you have passion for food, or do you open a restaurant to make money
Oh
to support your
man, let's hear this again.
things like, "Oh, so it's not about his passion for games anymore." Do you open a restaurant because you have passion for food, or do you open a restaurant to make money to support your family and run a business, or both? The answer should be both. But that's why you have to make those
But this is kind of stupid. Like, well, do you open a sandwich shop because you love food or to make money? Ish or both. Like, no shit. People would want to do both. Like, obviously. Oh, okay.
those tough decisions sometimes, right? Perhaps you really like making pizzas, but no one cares about your pizza. All they want is a sandwich. So then you have to make sandwiches because that's what people want. Even if
But
your passion is
if you open a pizza shop, okay, let's think about this. Look how dented this is, right? You open a pizza shop, everyone goes there to buy pizzas, and then they tell you, I like your sandwiches." You're like, I never made a sandwich. Why are you telling me you like my sandwiches when I'm only making pizzas, dude? Like, I think what he's trying to say, like, you have but it's just dumb because food is a general thing. So, but like, yeah, you open a pizza shop, you love pizzas, but then everyone loves your sandwiches. But like, I mean, I guess the idea would be like, let's say that you're a pizza shop and you decide to venture out into making sandwiches, and then you make sandwiches for a limited time. And then when you're done with that, then they tell you, "Oh, I never liked the pizza. The sandwich is really good though." Like, I mean, then they would just make it a variety store. I mean, that has happened before, I feel, like, where some restaurants start as a specialty place, then they try something else, and then it's like, okay, this actually works. We'll actually, like, a little bit. I mean, that kind of, if you think about it, that's what happened with Apple. It was only a computer company for the longest time. Then, when they started making the iPhone, that was when they said, okay, we're going to drop the computer in our logo. It's just going to be Apple. That's what we're going to be known for now. And now they're making all these different products, and it's not just computers and not just phones, because they do multiple things. Like, but it's still in the same wheelhouse because it's all technology at the end of the day. Like, a phone is basically a small little computer.
is pizzas. Get it?
Get
the same
it?
thing here. Just because I like Disco Elysium doesn't mean that the audience cares for it.
But
and I
it's
have to
still a
make tough
video game
decisions
playthrough
sometimes,
under your
right?
umbrella of content. It's still in your wheelhouse.
So let's see how things go. For now,
By the
I
way, I'm
plan
gonna
to
say
keep
this.
Disco
Like, my eyelid, whatever, has been like pulsing or whatever the fuck. So a lot of my irritation is coming from that. If I get a little bit more irritated, it's probably because of that. Because that's been happening for weeks at this point. Maybe I'm finally losing. I'm going crazy.
Disco Elysium in the rotation, playing it about once a week, seeing how it goes. And as long as people do still show up to watch and we get some support and hit goals, then I'm going to keep it in the rotation. But if all of a sudden there's a giant drop off and no one's showing up and it doesn't get support, I got to get rid of it. And I'm sorry, I'm doing my
But it
best. I'm
has
telling you up
support.
front, it's literally the least.
But look at this. If it gets one stream, it's already being played once a week already. And he's kind of like announcing if it drops support like once, he's dropping it. But it's like, you're playing it once a week, my guy. Why can't it just vibe and the other games like carry you to success? Like, you're really gonna have me believe that one game is gonna tank your business? That this one game you're playing once a week is gonna suddenly like make you bankrupt again? Like, it's kind of hard to believe that, my guy. Come on.
Least watched thing I've ever done in my absolute history. You understand that? It is. So
But you said
there
that
you
about
have it,
Baldur's
okay?
Gate 3, but now this is the most. Okay.
All right. So
But this
yesterday
is
was a great
played
day, and
once
by
a
the way,
week.
we hit both support goals yesterday. So now we're at 8 straight
Wait, what?
streams.
Now we're celebrating
hitting
with
my
the goal.
goals. and we are at 17 out of 20 goals hit.
Oh,
Only
man.
3 goals needed, and then it's time for DSP Tries It, Popeyes,
Oh
Pickle
my god!
Menu.
You know what? So last night in the Like a Dragon stream, he didn't hit the goal. How much do you want to bet today, Thursday? He is gonna start his stream. I'm recording that at 12:17 my time, by the way. So a little perspective here. I bet you he's going to sit there and say, "Guys, let's try to start the streak going. Let's try to beat last week's record, guys. Let's go, yeah!" Because he loves clapping now. He's addicted to clapping. I fucking hate. And now he's doing this new thing where he's just like this and like that. Like, shut up.
Including the pickle glazed chicken sandwich, the pickle lemonade, and I'm also going to order an order of their new wings because I
Oh,
haven't
guys,
tried
let's
them
talk
yet.
about
They've had
the
them for a
Mario
few
Kart
months
thing
and I
today.
didn't try them. So I'll do
You
that.
know he's
and we'll
gonna
kinda
hate on it
compare
because it's
that with
Nintendo.
also the new stuff. So
Like the only way he like
That's
he's doing
awesome.
backflips
As
is
soon
they were
as we
like,
hit those
guys,
goals, we'll do it.
Super
So here's the
Turbo's
thing, 3
coming
goals to
back
go.
again.
if we hit a goal this stream, and then tonight, and then tomorrow, we'll order for tomorrow. It'll be dinner tomorrow after the stream. Okay? If we happen to hit more goals, like
Dinner
2 goals today
tomorrow.
and then another one tonight, we could do it tomorrow as well. If we hit 3 goals on this stream right
stream.
now,
Let's go. Let's
I'll order
fucking
the
go.
food and we'll have it for dinner today, right after the Blueprint stream ends.
Whoa.
We're not hitting 3 goals on this
They-
stream for the record. That would be incredible.
Crazy. I
hitting it,
love
okay?
I
I'm not
love that this podcast has the same delivery as a fucking press conference where it's like, guys, we're gonna announce the Switch. We have the Switch 2. Guys, after this announcement, you will be able to pre-order it today. Like, it's the same kind of shit, and it's about him eating food. If we hit the goal today and hit more goals, I will have dinner today. Everyone claps in the audience, and everyone says DSP Gaming won E3.
Not expecting that whatsoever. Especially because if you guys haven't noticed, this week the kick side contributions and support have dried up. Last week it was amazing because it was my birthday, but now this week
I
it is
love
incredibly slow.
Last week was my birthday. And we're already kind of bummed out that they can't give you more money. Like, there's no rest for your whales. Give him money now. Yeah, you give him a lot of money, like $2,000 on his birthday, but that's not enough. You could always give him more. Okay, that's not an excuse for you to withhold, dumbass, stupid ass, idiot.
Low. In fact, all day yesterday, the only support I had from Kick was a couple auto resubs, and we had no Kino
Whoa.
entry, who did 3 gifted subs, and
No
that was it.
Kino entry.
Everything else was
If I heard
dead.
no Kino,
So
when I heard no Kino entry, I thought he was talking about like
I don't expect that we're going to be
Kino
hitting
Casino.
monstrous amounts of goals. But
Yeah,
the
they
thing
didn't
is,
come
I'm
to
only
give
really
me
looking
money,
to hit one a
guys.
stream.
It's like,
I'm happy
okay.
with that. All right. So let's keep that momentum going. Let's hit this stream today for Blueprints.
I'm happy with that, but
Let's
let's
hit
hit
it
the
tonight for
momentum,
Pirate
guys.
Yakuza. Let's do it tomorrow on Minecraft, and let's get our reward tomorrow. The Popeyes DSP Tries It, and then we can work towards whatever's next. And I don't know what's next. We got to talk about it. We got to look and see. Do we want DSP Tries It? Do we want something different? We could talk about that and try to figure it out. Okay.
Okay.
But good stuff. Only 3 goals to go already. Thank you for this great support this week. Very nice of you. Okay.
Great support all around, guys.
Cool.
Thumbs up.
And by the
Good
way,
job.
yesterday we had a big chunk of the podcast where we talked about what we should do when we hit 50 goals for a big milestone. And it's going to be a marathon. And we had some really good ideas. Idea number
Okay.
1 is
I love this in the sense that it's so obvious what he wants it to be. Because listen to the options. Oh, I could do a marathon, another marathon, whatever. Or we could do closet clean out, vest, hat, retirement stream. It already has a name. This thing already has a name. And he's still pretending that he's open to do a gaming marathon. I'm just gonna say it. It's gonna be another closet clean out. And people looked at the closet, and I just wanna highlight something about this bullshit, right? The last closet clean out, all he fucking did was, oh look, here's a box. This is in it. That's in it. That's in it. Just put it, and only threw out some things, and then he just put those boxes back in the closet. The trash, I don't know if he even threw that out. I don't know what happened to that, but that went back into the closet. All this is him doing the same thing, and it's kind of nasty, if you will, that all of that's gonna happen is he's just gonna let it get dirty again, so he can do another clean out stream because he can monetize it. I just love that this dude found a way to monetize everything. He won't ever do anything on his own unless he can get paid doing it. Why the fuck would I clean my closet for free when I could stream it and get paid to do it? Now, to be kind of like charitable with this or whatever, I could get an like people watch like Rocco, for example, do figure update where he's just showing us his figures that he bought. But that is also kind of interesting because figures are nice to look at. You know, sometimes it's nice to look at you know, what kind of like shit he has. Correct? This is just him looking at trash, and I guarantee we're gonna see the same shit that we saw last time. Like, what else is in there? Like, did Kat come in and threw some stuff that she found in her closet? Why don't we clean up? Like, the other thing is, and I kind of, like, I vaguely remember this, and I feel other people forgot what he said about this, right? I swear he said the office, that Pandalee's office loft that she had is full of junk. Like, because I think he said something like, yeah, Kat can't get to her PC. He can't go in that room anymore or some shit. It's really weird what he said. I kind of, like, want to find it. Hopefully someone remembers what I'm talking about. I swear he said, like, that room is, like, filled with shit. And I kind of, like, wonder if DSP is slowly developing into a hoarder. And I wonder if Kat was a hoarder, or is she also developing into a hoarder? Because there are, like, there could be psychological things that could be happening with these two that can develop into hoarding. Like, they may not have been hoarders before, but they can now become hoarders if something has fucked up happened in their life, which, you know, who knows? But they could have become hoarders. Think about it. They get boxes. DSP kept boxes of the fucking consoles, which I can understand for the most part. But I have kind of, like, decided I'm only keeping boxes of games that I like the art in. Like, I still have the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 limited edition box, because that box art's fucking cool. It's a fucking cool box. It has the entire party members, like, in a little like, organization. It's really cool. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the goated game. I'm gonna say it. I've been playing 2. I started playing 2 again. Whatever. I think it's gonna be ass. I think I'm gonna hate it. Maybe I'll be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm gonna like it, guys. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying, that's all.
One is the return of viewers' choice, where you guys nominate, vote, and then pick games for me to play. And some of those games will likely become full playthroughs here on the channel, just like we did back in February, and I ended up playing the entirety of Onimusha HD.
He wanted to play
But in
Onimusha
addition,
because of the new games.
someone
coming
came up with
out.
an interesting idea.
That's it. Like,
Closet.
notice that it's Onimusha, the same game that magically is getting a new game in the series next year, and the sequel is getting remastered for May. And this dude is like, yeah, man, I played Onimusha. Yeah, because he wanted them to pick it. It's whatever. But he never wants to do viewer's choice because he's always passive aggressive about it.
Closet Clean Out 2.0 and the vest and hat retirement event. Meaning, since I no
Look at this.
longer use hat,
Look how he's like, yeah, now viewer's choice, I'll play okay. Or I get to clean my closet again. And get this. Like, look how much prestige he's putting this over that. It's really like when he got, like, laid off from Machinima, the whole stream, it is so funny. Everyone is, like, trying to hold his hand on how to get a job, and he's like, yeah, the bus, well, the bus explodes every day. I don't want to take the bus. I can't do that. We have only one car. Okay, why are you car? I would, but what if the carpooler kills me? I can't do that. I can't do an Uber because they're gonna kill me. I can't do that. No. This guy says, stream on Twitch. I could do that. I'm doing that right now. That's a good idea. Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, I think, okay, I could get a job, but where am I gonna get the job? I don't know. But, you know, the buses explode every day. The Uber driver may kill me. Or I could, like, stream full time and do, like, and accept donate, like, cheers, because he didn't accept tips yet at this time. I could do cheers and I could read them out, and then we could play, and the playthroughs would be more meaningful. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. And the whole time, like, you're just like, of course. Like, just the amount of times he said, like, yeah, I'll stream, more than, like, getting a job, really, like, kind of lays it thick for you that, yeah. And also, like, the other thing that's kind of funny is he could also just rent a car and then, like, go do this job. I mean, there's all these other options he could do, but it was very obvious he was trying to lead his audience to tell him to stream on Twitch because that's what he was going to do anyway. He just wanted to pretend that he was open to getting a job because he was pretending. Like, this dude is so fake, and it's getting, like, it's, like, getting shallower by the year, because anyone who was watching this could just say, yeah, he's gonna do the closet clean out stream. Like, it doesn't take a triple digit IQ to, like, fucking know to pick up on that.
Hats and vests and things in my setup. We don't have the tiered goals anymore, but I have a closet full of this stuff. What we would do is a marathon, where during the marathon, I'm cleaning out the closet, reorganizing, and we're just chilling and having fun. But for every level of support that I hit, I would actually put on a vest or a hat, and we would go through all of them. And essentially, let's say, for example, I hit $100. So I put on the blue vest. But then
don't you love it when it used to be, he changed it to $100 was a hat, and then, like, 150 was the vest. Now, then it became, okay, 150 for the hat, the vest, whatever. But now, we're back to the original prices, but the hat would be $50. Wow.
Then when we hit 200, you guys...
I thought this was a stunt, so he's gonna make money off of a stunt that he's gonna phase out. But you know what would be really funny, though? Let's say he does this closet cleanout stream, and he does the vest stuff, and it's so supportive. He then decides in the same stream, it seems you guys really love the vest and hat. Maybe I shouldn't retire them, guys. And then he goes back to doing the festivals and shit, right?
You guys pick the next vest. I take that vest off and I put it into a bin, and then it's in storage, and it's been retired.
Oh,
so by the end of the day,
it's just gonna be put into one place that's storage, you know, a closet, put into a box to go into another closet. And then in, like, 10 years, when he does another retrospective, they'll, like, watch a festival video or whatever the fuck, and, like,
hold on.
he leaves with his little walker, cane, or whatever. He comes back and says, yes, I still have it. Oh, got my dentures. And then his dentures fell out. And then he's like, guys, give me $5. I'll put a new pair of dentures in.
The day, we'll probably go through all the vests, all the
now,
hats.
of course, someone's going to say, Theo, in 10 years, he's going to be in his 50s. No, look at him. He's in his 50s right now.
50, we'll do a hat. You know, we'll just do silly stuff all day. And that'll be
silly
a way
stuff
to
all day.
retire that stuff. You know, it was many years, to 2020 through 2024 that we were using it. In the middle of last year, we retired it all. It's a good send-off event. Now, we don't have to do that. I'm just saying that was...
But why didn't we do the send-off when he phased it out, right? Why is it now the idea to do a retirement stream? Oh, it's because he had a lot of new eyes, because that's how he perceived this. The Kino arc was getting new eyes, and he didn't want to be embarrassed in front of these people who were there for disingenuous reasons, obviously.
That was an idea someone had.
You know what? It really is like you wanted to trick the Kino arc, the Kino people, into thinking he's cool. Like, that's all it was, and it didn't work, and he's going back to his old ways in a sense. Like, well, this guy is a fake piece of shit anyway. He's a little baby.
And there you go.
There and
By
there
the
you
way,
go.
CCA says, I've been watching Disco Elysium on demand. In some parts, the audio and your mic become muffled. Same issue in the two newest.
This is bullshit. He's just gonna say,
Yeah, well, YouTube blocked it, so I had to. So
we were trying to run it through. All you did was just like mute audio. That's all it is. Now, YouTube does automatically block videos. That does happen. But I'm just gonna say it. I don't think Disco Elysium gets videos blocked because there are other people who have played the game on the internet at this point in time. So are those videos blocked too? Do they do the same thing? No. All that happened was he probably got a little claim and he's like, I need to milk that ad revenue for all it's worth, bitch. And then he removed the audio because he'd much rather guess much pennies out of all these fucking sites as much as possible, because DSP is totally not greedy at all. But again, I'm telling you, people are expecting him to leave Kick. I mean, now that's never gonna happen because he got his hourly wage partnership on Kick now. But again, if he's able to get quarters, he'll leave it. He'll keep it. He'll keep it around. Because this dude wants as much money as possible. Because if it was the idea of well, nobody's going there anymore, I can delete it. He should be deleting his Patreon. He doesn't do anything on Patreon at all. The tiers there, the rewards are all fucking scams, honestly. And he still has it open. He still has the $50, $100 thing open. And he told people that he's not doing it anymore. But he still offers it. But why does he just close the Patreon? No, because he likes the passive income of people who forget to renew their sub or to cancel or whatever. He does nothing for their Patreon. And he has no inkling to do anything. No inkling. Nothing. He doesn't care. So he'll leave everything open if it's a constant revenue service. The only way he'll ever leave Kick is if Kick absolutely removes all monetization, which in my opinion they should do. If there's such a company that are so unprofessional in the sense that they purposely put DSP on the front page for the lulz, they should just remove his monetization for fun. They should just fuck with his income. Because DSP will literally eat it if he gets that revenue. But if he doesn't get it, guess what? Bye-bye Kick. I mean, I guess that's right why they want to give him all the money and all his attention, because they want to keep him there to make fun of. They keep poking and prodding, but it's kind of not worth it in my opinion, because DSP is truly at his best when he gets nothing. Or not as much as he used to, right? But that's never going to happen. Because imagine where he'd be if he goes back to $50 a stream as a successful stream days. Imagine. He would have to force himself to cope and say,
hey, see, guys, I don't care. I can make $50 because I love you guys.
Newest parts. Is it a YouTube issue? Yes.
We're just gonna go past this. I don't want to hear
all those playthroughs that had
fucking licensed music and this and that.
And then let's talk about some of the topics for today.
Okay.
Someone sent me $1 saying there's some kind of a thing you can do online. If you insert a Twitter or X username, you generate free content creator Pokemon card.
Oh my god, it's just AI bullshit. Probably.
That's something that I want to do today, but thanks for the $1.
Why would you want to do that, right? I was probably too confused.
$1.99 super chat. He says Black Ops 6 Zombies is single.
Okay, I don't care about
by the auto revive. Nah, begging is not a business.
Oh, here we go.
Do that, I don't think. Being honest, okay? There was a troll super chat. Thanks, stupid.
Thanks, stupid.
It's just hilarious. Just listen to this.
Listen to
begging
this.
is not a business. Okay. My model is that I give you.
Okay, I want you guys to remember this thing, right? Begging is not a business. Guess what, guys? DSP literally said he begged on the internet. Now, of course, he's gonna only focus on the bankruptcy year because, guys, I was going through a bankruptcy, even though he also was getting the vest streak going on that same year. So And I remember there were streams where he said I stopped doing the shill segment because because of the vest streak. But that's all he's gonna focus on. But I'm gonna be very mean about this. He has told Kino Casino and all these people that, oh, I was begging, now I don't, because now I say, let's hit the goal so I can eat food and this and that. He did say he was begging, and he now realized that's wrong. But now, since it's DSP and things, don't age very well in DSP land, we gotta go with this narrative now.
You content for free, you enjoy the content, and then you support it. Me sitting here and saying, hey, I have some goals
Hey.
for support, let's hit them, and then giving you positive reinforcement for it, such as, hey, if we hit the goal, we'll have a celebration. When we hit a certain amount of goals, we do a big reward. That's not begging. Let's
Wait,
hit
what?
them. And then giving you positive reinforcement for it, such as, hey, if we hit the goal, we'll have a celebration.
But the I love that he says positive reinforcement as if like his animals, his animals, yeah. His fucking chat are a bunch of animals. Like, I guess he did learn that from having all these bunnies and birds and all these animals and okay. So maybe, you know what? Let's think about this, right? We all said that they can't go into the other room because Cat can't get to her PC. Okay, what if that room is full of animals? That's the room with all the bunnies and all the little animals, the little rabbits that are all there just trying to vibe. These rabbits, okay, I'm gonna get a little sentimental about these fucking rabbits. I feel for them, I really do. They're stuck in a room all day with these two lunatics, and they're probably miserable. They probably have to sit there and like hear them waddling around. These rabbits, they have like big ears. They probably have to listen to DSP talk every day and say dumb shit. Like, if his rabbit died, I'm not surprised. I bet Bugs Bunny is just like the begging got so bad Bugs Bunny couldn't take it. He's like, I know my namesake is Bugs Bunny, but I can't fucking handle this right now. Fuck this bunny life, and it's fucked up. So maybe that's what's going on. But anyways, this dude is talking to his audience as if they're fucking animals. Yeah, I'm giving you positive reinforcement, dude. Like, you're telling them let's hit the goal. Okay, anyone could do that, but he has gone to the point where, guys, the Minecraft stream was so nasty. It was so nasty. He said, guys, 30 minutes, guys. I guess we're not getting the food. We're not getting pickle food. I have to go tell my wife that she has to start cooking. Guys, let's hit the goal so I have to tell her to stop cooking. Guys, let's hit the goal so, like, these are not better ways to motivate your audience. Like, at all.
When we hit a certain amount of goals, we do a big reward. That's not begging, you imbecile. Begging is when you sit on the street with nothing to offer society.
We're back to saying begging is only specifically for the people on the street. Let's ignore the fact that DSP has admitted he was begging in the past. Go back to when he announced that he's now using positive reinforcement to push for his goals and all this stuff. He will always tell you, yeah, I was begging back then. No, I'm not. But now he's saying that we're back to the narrative that begging is only when you're on the street corner, offering nothing to society. My guy, that is any profession that people don't like. I mean, there are people who say that about people in Hollywood, people who make videos, people who do YouTube videos. I mean, just anybody who hates anyone will say that. Now, to be fair, I'm more willing to say that other YouTubers have contributed to society more so than DSP has, in the sense of, like, making more meaningful content, videos that are full of talent and all this other stuff. Like, whatever. It's ultimately subjective to it. But this is such a low bar to say, well, these people are on the street, they're not offering anything to society. But these are people on the street who don't have a house. Like, I'm sorry, but these people who are on the street and they're homeless and they can't really get a job because, you know, of all these other things that are going on, I mean, I feel more bad for them than I do when DSP's like, guys, I don't think we're gonna be getting McDonald's today. Like, I wouldn't feel bad. I actually find that funny. But when a dude's like on the street and it's like, you know, whatever, like I would actually feel a little bit more for that person than DSP, just comparatively speaking. It's so dumb to even use that as a way to say I'm not begging because these people on the street, they offer nothing to society. Like, fuck off.
And you shake a cup and you
Oh,
say,
you shake a cup.
alms for the poor.
Alms. Who the fuck's what era are we in? Dude, were you really born during the Great Depression? Yo, yeah, they have a cup. They're walking around, alms, like, oh man, like fucking, wow.
I'm not a poor.
I'm not a poor.
Okay? I'm not.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
I am not a poor, but I'm not a big streamer.
Then what the fuck are you then? I'm a blue collar streamer. This dude is like, he's everything. He's part of the 1%. He is a blue collar worker. He's not a rich bitch. Like, what are you then? You're also a middle class person too, I guess. But like, he's everything. That suits him because this dude's a fake fuck. Like, this is what like kind of like is insane about, like, this is the kind of streamer that literally people bitch about when it's like, yeah, these people act as if like they have such a hard life, but they get a decent living through support or whatever, and yet they act as if like they're either, you know, dirt poor while they have a house, or they act as if they're better than you. Like, all these bad traits that you could find on the internet all condensed into one person. It is like insane that all the bad traits on the planet can be found in this dude. The only thing he's shy of is actually being like a very, very toxic individual that you know is on, you know, I want to say toxic. That's the only thing he's kind of missing. But he's also too much of a bitch, so there you go. I mean, you know,
I make a good living because I provide content people like, and then when they like it, they reciprocate. If you think that's begging, you're just dead wrong because you're a
then
jealous.
if they like it, then why did you sit there during Minecraft and say, guys, I don't think we're gonna have the pickle food today. Where's the money? Where's the support, guys? I have to tell my wife to stop cooking in 30 minutes. Give me the money. I mean, he doesn't say give me the money. Give me the money. But he was going on and on about how they want to order food and all this stuff. Like, and he says, well, I'm not saying that I need it or anything, but he doesn't understand how it looks when he says things. Because again, he doesn't understand what words mean.
This imbecile who wishes that they could have everything that I have and you don't, and you're just so jealous about it, you can't come to grips with reality. That I have a business that has been successful now since 2011.
Okay, so then why do you have to belabor the point of hitting goals so much? Like, why does it have to get to the point where you have to have a countdown? And like, he's gonna say, well, I have to tell you guys so, like, you know, people know what's going on, blah blah blah. Okay, but it's not just one time, it's multiple times. And, you know, sure, you have a time period, but then let's say, right, you're not harping on, you just say, like, during one stream, like, or only one time or two times, hey guys, let's hit the goal for pickle time, or whatever. And then, you know, we're past the 30-minute threshold. Now Cat has to absolutely cook, right? Okay, So you tell her by that point, okay, doesn't look like I'm getting the support. You can start cooking. Okay, get to the kitchen. Then, let's say he gets the goal. You can then say when you get it, all right, guys. I mean, he can do two things, honestly. He could actually order the food for himself and then say, hey, Cat, I got the food, I got money to do the goal. I'm going to do that for the stream. So you can put my portions into the refrigerator and then I'll warm it up tomorrow for dinner. For myself or whatever the fuck. But I have a sneaking suspicion that this household doesn't do leftovers. And if they do, they probably do it, like, in very weird ways. I wouldn't be surprised. Because, I don't know, it just seems weird, right? And the amount of time that they DoorDash is also weird, or whatever, like, why can he just do that then, right? He could just put the portions in the refrigerator, or he could tell his audience, oh, you know, guys, since we're hitting the goal late, my wife did make dinner, and I want to have that for dinner. I will order this tomorrow, first thing on the podcast. And since his audience, I'm assuming, I'm going to be very nice and say that I think his audience would understand it. Because they have eat a lot of shit for Phil over the years. Like, it's so insane to me, right? People are saying that he has birds. Why can't DSP announce he has birds? Why can't he show us the birds? Or whatever the fuck, right? Okay, now of course he's gonna downplay and say, well, I don't have birds. All this other bullshit. He had 7 years of playing WWE Champions. People telling him 7 years that they don't care. But he insisted on lying. He then comes clean and then quadruples down on his audience not caring. Now, I got a question. If we don't care that he has done these mobile games, right? He played WWE Champions for 7 years. We do not give a fuck about him dropping money on this fucking thing. Why the fuck would we suddenly magically care about him having a bird? Why is this another thing where DSP wants to put himself in the position that if he has a bird, somehow he's gonna lose an audience? Like, what? And then if in another 7 years, if June the King does another part 2 where he's like, guys, we found out that he has birds. Look, there's bird shit on Cat's clothes, and there's bird shit on the crown, or whatever the fuck that's gonna be the telltale sign of birds. He's then saying, yeah, I had birds, but you know what? The birds died. So yeah, I don't have birds right now, but I did have them. I lied to protect the birds. Is that what it's gonna have to take? Is another June the King documentary, another Kino arc, or a Kino op? That's what I was trying to say. A Kino op to get him to admit he had fucking birds? But because now we're back to, well, if I announced I have birds, people may leave in droves. Yeah, people are gonna say, oh, I can forgive the thousands of dollars put into Scopely, but I draw the fucking line on birds, bitch. Oh, this guy has a fucking parrot? Fuck off. Yeah, fuck this guy. Birds? Yeah, Stu's gonna say he had a bunny the whole time. What a piece of shit, right? Yeah, that's what everyone's gonna say. They're all gonna fucking leave in arms and, like, go to his house. That's when the trolling is gonna be amplified so much that that Trump is gonna have to absolutely send the Secret Service to protect DSP. It's gonna get that bad. It's gonna be anarchy. It's gonna be anarchy on the streets. People are gonna be, like, going crazy. Yeah, you think people are going crazy now about the tariffs and all this shit's going on? You haven't seen anything until people find out he has birds. Wait until that drops. Then, you know, we're gonna see some crazy shit. When people realize this dude has birds.
That's right. I've been doing this for a living for 14 years. And I'm going to do it for as long as I want, as successfully and to the level that I want, doing the content that I want.
Content.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Get it?
I love
That's
these, and
it.
there's nothing you can do. He gets off to this, but it just sounds like he's asking trolls to, like, do more fucked up shit almost. Like it's so weird. But that's like, I guess me twisting it.
Your jealousy, your incredible jealousy, is
My
embarrassing to humanity.
incredible
So please shut up.
jealousy.
But thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that.
You
are
wish you had my
supporting
background.
the
Look at my
content,
background. It's
even though I didn't
perfect.
even ask for anything. There you go.
There you
There's
go.
no begging required. You just forthcoming with the support.
No begging required.
So thanks.
Well,
Anyway,
I mean, you're gonna
let's get
beg.
back to business
You
here.
will
What's
beg.
up,
Let's
King
get back
Michael?
to
How you doing?
business.
What's up, Toasty Chestnuts? Doesn't
Let's
this look
get-
like the shirt he wore in Jurassic Park? Or,
Oh my god.
so I think
I hate these shirts. I hate that now he's like,
I wear that Tommy Vercetti shirt, and then this one looks like a movie shirt.
and yet all these shirts are so fucking tacky and gaudy. Why can't you just wear normal clothes? Like the gamer shirts looked far more normal than this. It's so insane to me. Like the only reason why the gamer shirts got dogged on, because I honestly think at this point, my generation, I'm in my 30s. I'm gonna be in my 40s soon. I think, my generation is gonna be wearing these like gamer shirts and all this other stuff alongside other things. I think this is gonna be the norm moving forward for all this stuff. We're not gonna have like the same boomer clothing that our parents wore. We're not gonna dress like that, man. I mean, the collar shirts are gonna stay the same. The button-down shirts, all that stuff is gonna remain. That it's timeless. But but the reason why people I think were dogging on him on wearing gamer shirts is, obviously he has the most unfortunate face on the planet. Like nobody can like look as goofy as this dude. Like I mean, it's so unfortunate. Secondly, he also wears pajamas. So people were just like kind of like joking around saying, yeah, what if he wears pajamas when he's out and about? Like, I don't know. I mean, there's people that have done that, but they're always teenagers. And then you have like, by now he's wearing like these collared shirts, and they're all like, there's some. I will say I do like the little hoodie shirt he had, like that the one that he did the Eat It. That I do like that shirt, honestly. I think that is like a good shirt. But these short sleeves are just like, he looks like he's just a classic tourist that will fall for every tourist trap imaginable. Like this is the kind of guy that they would like that one gag they cut from Lilo and Stitch where Lilo's like pranking a tourist or whatever. That's DSP. That's him. But they cut it out because they didn't want to offend DSP. Because if they did that,
Yeah, this cartoon fucking offended me, man.
I think on Seinfeld he wore one that was light blue.
oh my god,
It's like
Seinfeld.
Tommy Vercetti shirt from
Oh my god, Tommy Vercetti.
Mark
Oh.
Similian, a $2 super board. Away a signed vest and hat, it would be cool.
He can't
When
do
I
that.
first started doing my seasonal giveaways, which I used to
Oh my god, what
Don't
are
you
we
know
getting
that?
into?
Like I've explained this before. Like when I first started doing my seasonal giveaways,
The
which
first-
I used to do in the fourth quarter of every year, I called it the Hardcore Gaming Season Giveaway.
Yeah,
I would
you
give away
really
games,
trash.
Collectibles.
This dude, I want to shit on this guy so hard for this because he's that guy who goes to GameStop and just returns just the disc. He's the reason when you go to GameStop and you see those ugly ass cases for a game you want, and GameStop will tell you, well, that's the only copy, and you're like, fuck you, and then you leave. You leave because you're not gonna want to have this ugly ass case, and it's this fuck. I can understand like that you may want to keep the manual because they may have some cool stuff. Like the Metal Gear Solid manuals back in the day had comics in them, so you never want to get rid of them. That kind of stuff. I can understand some of that, but he did that just for everything, and it's fucking stupid. And then it's like you're spending like at like what, $70, whatever the fuck at the time that these things were new, to buy limited edition stuff to then not use or care about like the behind the scenes DVD, the soundtrack, the art book, like the steel case, like these things meant nothing to him, and he was willing to get rid of it. So why did you buy that? Oh, I was giving it back to my community, these empty cases. Like, fucking, shut up. Like, come on.
Autographed merch, and
Oh,
other
I'm sure it's
various
worth a
things. One time I
lot.
even gave away a PlayStation 4 at its launch, okay?
Yeah, he only got rid of it because Leanna didn't want it. It's so funny to me. I don't know. Because didn't Leanna get a PS4 eventually, though? So why did she get... I don't know. That's weird to me. Because I swear she had a PS4 at some point. But he only gave it away because it was an extra PS4. He didn't give it away because... like, and even with these game codes, all the stuff he has given away recently is stuff because people bought it. This is such bullshit. Oh my god, I'm getting more angry with this. Because this dude will say, I wanted to giveaways because of that. All these bullshit excuses. But then if some dumb fuck is like, hey Phil, I got an extra code for Hello Kitty Adventure, and you can give this away. You're like, okay, guys, I have a giveaway. I mean, give away the code that only one person can enjoy. And then he gives it away, and he's like, see how cool this is? And then when it's like, hey Phil, are you gonna... No, man, it's fucked up. If you do this, you're exploiting humans. You're milking humans. But it's like, but he's able to do it when people just give it to him. All it is he doesn't want to buy stuff to give away to someone else, because why would he do that? Why take the investment, right? But I guarantee you, if you get to the point where he's gonna buy something to give away to Felt the Trolls, I guarantee you, it's gonna be something nobody wants or cares about. And people are gonna be like, wow, this fucking sucks. And then he's like, why do you hate it? You guys said that I should give away games for years, and now I'm giving away, this shovel, digging a hole. Now it's bad, huh? But it's like, dude, you picked digging a hole. Why not give away something that's like a little bit cool? Like, this dude got fucking Final Fantasy Crisis Core on the Switch. He's never gonna play that. Why doesn't he give that game out? Oh, that's gonna cost money. But he's gonna find some dumb fuck thing to give away that nobody cares about, that he's gonna bitch about nobody caring about it. Because this dude is a dumbass. By the way, he knows he wants to clear his throat, but he can't tap a little dumbass mic to mute to do that. Because why would he do that when he could just turn away, right?
Used to do this regularly, every fourth quarter of the year, like clockwork. And here's what ended up happening is I realized I don't just have a domestic viewer base. The people who watch me aren't just in the United States. You guys are in Canada. You guys are in the UK. You guys are in various parts of Europe, spread out.
Europe?
But you're also in Asia, right? I even have some viewers in like South America.
This is a new thing he does.
Okay.
He keeps doing this, and it is like, you might let us do this.
Okay. And what would happen is people would enter these contests to win stuff, and they would, and then I would go to mail it. And it would be like, first of all, almost impossible to mail it properly, because trying to mail stuff internationally is very different than mailing it domestically. You don't know how to put the address on the package. It's very complicated. But in addition...
No, it's the same, and you could Google it. Like, this is not as bad. Even back then, you could just Google it. Where are you smoking? And then you could also say, go to UPS or whatever fucking store and say, yeah, I'm gonna mail this internationally. Like, this is the address. I don't know how to put this on. They'll do it for you. Like, there's so many ways to do this. It is kind of embarrassing that he's saying, I don't know how to do this. This is complicated. Like, this is really like looking at shoes, like, how do I tie my shoes? I'm used to Velcro. What the fuck are laces? Huh?
I'll give you a perfect example here. Sometimes I'd be mailing, say, a game. Now, the game's worth $20. So I sign the box. Here we go. I go to mail it, and they'd be like, oh, you're mailing that to, Brazil? Okay, that's $70.
Is it?
What? Yeah, it's $70. And by the way, this was over a decade ago.
I'm kind of pressing X now. I feel like that's like the amount of games they cost back then at Brazil. Because doesn't Brazil have like like you can't really buy new games in Brazil. Like you just can't. You just can't.
So you can imagine shipping costs probably have exponentially increased in the last decade. Okay. So sadly, the idea of physical giveaways isn't as easy as you think. Okay. The people who typically do physical giveaways are people who are very big and have people they can hire to do it for them. And they
What?
can, take care of all that stressful nonsense of the logistics and paying for it, making
No,
sure that it tracks and
whatever.
gets there. I can't
Okay.
do that. It's just too annoying, too expensive. All
Yeah,
right.
going to USPS
That's
or
one of the major
UPS is
reasons why I
very
completely
confusing and
stopped
scary.
doing
I get it,
actual
man.
giveaways. At
Sometimes
one
when I have to
point,
like go
I
to
was
UPS to
selling
sell
Project
sell
7
something
t-shirts.
to
Again, this
send
was over a
something,
decade ago.
it's
I was
terrifying.
selling the
I'm like,
shirt
oh god, I
for a
gotta give it.
$20 patron pledge, and then I would mail it, and it would cost me $40 to get it to you. So I lost $20 on the deal. I was losing money doing it. So
Not really though, if
basically,
you
I
think
I
about
stopped
it,
doing
because
physical stuff a long
whatever.
time ago for good reason. All right. I have no plans on doing any physical mailings or giveaways. It's just not worth it.
Why do you do
Okay.
game code
My content is
giveaways
right
or
here.
redemption code
This is it.
giveaways?
If you want me to do something digitally, make you some content, that's one thing. You want to see me do something on stream, do a taste test, do a special marathon, play a game, that's the content I make. I don't do physical giveaways for a reason.
Easy
There's also a
sucks.
reason with merch. That's why I have a third-party company that makes my merch and ships it to you because I don't have the time and logistics to handle it like they do. Get it?
Get it? The Minecraft guy doesn't get it. The creeper
So there you
doesn't
go.
get it. Look,
I hope that
he's
makes
fucking
sense.
pissed.
Okay. Ian
It doesn't make
S.
sense.
with a
Okay.
5-member bomb. Thank you, Ian, for the memberships
I
this
don't know
morning.
this creepy,
Appreciate
but
that.
he
Let's
was
get that
like
up on the
saying how
leaderboard.
like people exploit people
Whoever
by
got
doing
those memberships, I
giveaways.
hope you
It's kind of
enjoyed them.
wild.
And that's good for
People-
15 bucks of support this
people-
morning.
That
gets us
exploit
up
people when they do
to
giveaways.
25 and
It's
climbing.
so
Thank you so
fucking-
much.
Such a weird thing.
Ralph
What's
did
the
a
exploitation?
$5 super chat and says,
Whatever.
"Is street performing a business? Streaming is similar to that."
Oh, he knows that this dude's trying to own him, so he's of course gonna say yeah because he wants him to, because he's like, yeah, this guy wants me to say no, but I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna subvert what he expected to own him.
Yeah,
Eat
it
it.
is. Absolutely, street performing is a business. Did you know
Absolutely.
street
Did you
performers
know?
have to?
I love. You know
uh,
what? Listen to
Is
this.
street performing a business? Streaming is similar to that. Yeah, it is. Absolutely, street performing is a business. Did you know? Street
This did you know kind of sounds like a did you know gaming. Did you know? Did you know?
performers have to report all of their income, all of it,
Okay.
okay? And they have to
Wow.
pay taxes on it. It's a business, 1,000,000%. They have to be registered. They absolutely, yes. Street performers in the United States are businesses and have to be treated as such. That's
O-
correct, 100%.
Okay.
If they
Right.
don't, they're breaking the law. Now, does anyone go after them? Who knows, right? Then again, the
What if
average
they don't
street
make
performer
enough to be considered a
probably,
business,
quite
though?
honestly,
Because don't they
doesn't
have
make as much as,
thresholds?
say, a
Like,
full-time streamer like me.
you know?
They don't.
Whatever.
So maybe they get away with it. But me, everything I do is done properly, reported properly,
How do you know?
you know,
What if you're
claimed
what if you didn't?
properly, and or paid for properly. I pay a lot of taxes. All right. So there you go.
Did you know DSP
so,
actually didn't pay
yeah.
taxes correctly
But yeah,
for a
no,
couple
it's
years?
I would argue if you're talking like a
Did you know
comparison,
he had-
you
he
know,
was
the street performer
17,000
gives
debt to the
away their
IRS,
craft for free,
and we don't know what
and
happened
then
to
if
that.
you like what they just did, you support them.
It's so funny. I can't get over. He hyped up the 17 grand that he owes to the IRS. Like, when he had that, and he made it seem it was like a huge thing that was gonna be forever. Since then, that magically went away. Like, we don't even talk about it or even think about it anymore.
Yeah, I would say yes. I would say that it's very similar,
I
but
kind of want to
the
like watch all
virtual
those like
has become way more
videos back
predominant
then.
than the IRL. Right? Street performer
IRL.
maybe was what laid the ground. I would say that it's very similar, but the virtual has become way more predominant than the IRL.
The IRL. But that's kind of stupid though, and that's not really true because you'll like sure the virtual is more predominant in the sense that, like, yeah, everyone who has the internet connection can, like, watch it and all this stuff. You have a bigger audience because you have the world at your fingertips. Sure. But the IRL still goes on, and of course it's not, the reach is not comparable, because how is some dude who's on the street in New York gonna get an audience from Africa? Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? So it's kind of like two different things completely. You can't really, like, say one has overtaken the other when it's not really a competition. The people who are doing it on the street are just doing it because they want to get a direct living, and I would argue you would have more of a chance getting more support doing street performing than doing anything for the internet. Not that you can't. I mean, there are people who can make a living on the internet, sure, but it's like, I think you're more gonna find it a little bit more. You'll get more dollars on the street than here, because you're actually displaying a talent in front of other people. Like, online, you could be a little more creative in what you're doing to get support, but on the street you're doing it, like, in person, right? Like, it's just all different.
Right? Street performer maybe was what laid the groundwork for now the online content creator.
I wouldn't say that's true either, but whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see here. The Goat did a $2 super chat. Why do you make your wife work and cook when you make $140,000?
Work.
First of all, you have absolutely, positively no idea how much money I make.
What if he's just basing it off of the front-facing total?
All the morons who try to, he makes this, he makes that, he makes this. You have no clue.
Okay.
Because you act.
So, like, with his logic then, I mean, this is stupid though. He has a king's tax that counts the total, and he's not being charitable and thinking, okay, well, I am putting the amount of support I'm getting on the stream, so maybe at the minimum, people are just totaling what I'm putting out there. Like, why can't he just be charitable and think that's where he got the number from? And understand that obviously this dude is maybe just use it as a basis and saying, yeah, I'm sure there are, like, percentages that get taken out and all this stuff, but, you know, I don't know the deductibles, but I'm just saying, like, this is the front facing, even after all the cuts are calculated, it's still, like, not $1. Again, DSP loves LARPing as if he makes like $5 a month. Like, he loves pretending that. And then also loves pretending as if he's the most successful guy on the internet. Like, he wants both to be so true all the time so he can, like, brag and do whatever he wants to do on the internet.
Actually can't quantify what I make. You don't know what percent of anything that I get on a stream I actually keep and how much goes to taxes or whatever. You have no idea what's real or not, right? I said this before. You literally.
I love he said this. Oh my god, I talked about this before. He got so butthurt when people said, Phil fakes contributions, and he would say, people actually think I do that. And now he's like saying, well, you guys don't know, I could be lying about the contributions. So then, it's not that, like, out there for people to say that you're making up numbers then. When suddenly you get a sudden support from Anonymous. Like, you put this out there, and people are gonna run with it sometimes.
Literally have no idea if I've ever received a tip. They could all be real. They could all be fake. Some could be real, some could be fake, and the truth is, it's none of your business.
Yeah, so you know, there you go. He could be artificially hitting goals. Got him. Yeah, what a good comeback, Phil. Smartest guy in the room right here. Wow, Phil, you got me. Wow, I'm so felted that you could be faking contributions. The thing you said is stupid, but now you're saying you could be faking it in a smug, goofy voice. So there you go. There you have it. So all these anonymous gifters or anonymous tippers that always happen at the end of the stream that just suddenly hit the goal exactly, all these people are all DSP. Obviously, it's just DSP faking a contribution, right? Yeah.
Get it?
Get
It's my
it?
business, not yours. So all these morons out there who try to figure this shit out, oh, Phil made this, Phil made that, Phil made that. You don't know what I make. I could be making 3 times that, and I could be making
Oh,
1/3 of that.
So he could make more money than what he's telling us. Amazing! So all these times where DSP is like, guys, I need money for blah blah blah, or guys, let's hit the goal to do this or that. It's all bullshit. So the goals are meaningless. Yes. Oh yes. So clearly he makes enough money. So every time that he talks about he can't run a business if he can't hit the 150 goal anymore, for some reason now, I mean, again, this actually stands to reason because he went from $50 a stream being successful to now he absolutely cannot afford to not get $150 a stream anymore. Like that now he has said he needs that. But since he could also be making more than that, we can't take any of his goals seriously. So, honestly, he's fine. I don't think he needs money anymore, guys. I think he's fine because we don't know what he's making. All these people can be fake. So if that's the case, then why should anyone give a fuck about giving you money, right? So why are we counting the money? Why are we having this arbitrary, I need to hit $150 if it doesn't matter? What if everything's meaningless?
And it's none of your business. Okay?
Get it?
Now, why does my wife work? Well, because she wants
Why does she
to.
work?
She doesn't want to sit around the house all goddamn day. Okay? Because why?
Okay.
Okay. Now, why does
Okay.
my wife work? Well, because she wants to.
Okay, but it's so like, man, this is insane. Years of DSP bitching about how Kat hates her job. Oh, she has to go to work and it's so fucking bullshit, man. She hates doing it, man. So then why didn't she quit then? Why doesn't she quit? If she doesn't like her job and she hates her job, then shouldn't she quit and find something else to do? I mean, DC was also talking in a birthday stream that she should quit her job and she should reevaluate her career, which is like, because he says like, oh, she makes such good food, she should become a cook. I mean, it's so funny he says this because this is exactly what you say to your mom. Like, it's literally like when you're growing up and you're eating your mom's food, you're like,
Well, Mom, I love your food. You should be a cook, Mom.
and then your mom's like, oh, son, like, whatever, because obviously you're gonna love your mom, obviously. And he says this shit to Kat, and it's like, to be the cook that I think what he's thinking of, she would have to go to school for that. She would have to go to like chef school. She would have to put in actual work. It's not the same as like being a cook at like McDonald's or Subway or whatever, where you could just kind of go and do that. Like, you would have to actually like go and learn how to season, how to do all this other stuff. And there's a lot of times where DC said that a lot. Like, it's funny, right? He got that birthday meal from Kat, which was like pasta. I'm saying pasta. I don't know what she made. I'm sure it was some fancy word, but it looked like pasta. That's what I guess it was, pasta salad, but it's fucking pasta. I'm sorry, it's pasta. Secondly, it was a turkey burger, and he's like, "Yeah, she was making something she doesn't know." It was a turkey burger. I'm like, dude, you've had turkey burgers. Like, what could possibly go wrong? Like, I think it would be more impressive if she made a pork burger, because pork, you have to like cook it very specifically because it's a dirty meat. Like, you have to make sure you like fucking kill what's ever in the pork to eat it. Like, that's at least from what I'm understanding about pork. Or if she made that one fish that they have in Japan where you have to be like certified and you have to get like tested every time to cook it, because if you cook it wrong, you'll kill someone. Like, she should make, she should make that, put her cooking skills to the test. She should make that fish for Phil. I have faith in her. I think she could do it. Honestly, I think she could make this fish. I think she should do it. Try it. It's Japanese, and they love Asian food and they love Asian culture. They should try it. Try that fish. Try it. Try it, Phil. That would be a cool ass goal. Okay, 50 goals hit or whatever new goal he's gonna be hitting. I think it's 30. It should be that fish. It should be that fish. It's food, and we established we love food. So I think that's where we should go next.
She doesn't want to sit around the house all goddamn day. Okay.
I don't know. Every time that they talk about doing errands, it seems to be the thing that Kat hates the most, and she stays home doing it. Like, she can find other ways to leave the house that doesn't really entail going to her job. Like, she could get a gym membership. She could, all this stuff. It's kind of funny that he says this when he has also bitched about going out. Like, someone said, why don't you, like, do a sub goal where you go to the movies with Kat? Which is, like, you know, he gets to review the movie for his job, as well as have a free movie date night, but he's so dedicated to the meme of, oh, if I go to the movie theater, everyone there is gonna, like, throw popcorn at me. Maybe they will, actually, I don't know. But they're gonna throw popcorn at me, they're gonna throw gum at me, they're gonna talk, they're gonna have meetings in the movie theater, kids are gonna be jumping up and down, kids are gonna fucking kick me in the face, and it's like, none of this would happen. Like, sure, like, you go to a movie theater and you may have a crowd that's like, whatever, but that's also not every movie, or every time you go to the movies. And what movies are you going to do that with, right? Whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Because by having her work, it alleviates the financial responsibilities around here. Instead of it all being on my shoulders, it's a second income that goes towards very important things.
Like what?
Okay. Our finances are...
Why can't we know what it goes into, right? Oh, it's somebody's business. Sure, but he did hype her up as the second income. I remember those pre-streams.
You're set up in a certain way on purpose. So basically, allow me to explain in the best way possible.
What?
Income that goes towards very important things. Okay. Our finances are set up in a certain way on purpose. So
thank God he set up his finances in a certain way on purpose. I was afraid it was by accident. Like, oops, we financed things, and oops, guys, I made a silly mistake. My money's gonna go into, like, the mortgage. Her money's gonna go into the streaming. Like, I mean, okay.
So basically, allow me to explain in the best way possible, okay? Let me see if I can phrase this in a way that makes sense. Fuck off. Go fuck yourself. Mind your own business. What my wife and I do is our business, not yours. And you don't know better than us.
Again, he highlighted the fact that that he was bragging that he got her to reconsider her career. Which, I mean, you could look at it either way, like in a positive way, you could say, well, he's making her reevaluate her value as her being, like, a valuable person or whatever. That's, like, the positive spin. The negative is, like, she could, you know, be fine with her career, and these made her, like, doubt her career and feel insecure. So you can look at it either way.
So kiss my ass. There we go. The camera was slightly off. What about this one?
All right, Phil. What do you have for us next? Okay.
$2 to support. I haven't seen Cade say a word to me yet.
Okay.
Guys, good momentum getting started. Again,
whatever.
8 straight.
Okay.
Our first sub for... Let's get someone...
All right.
...toward the goal. And more like open exploration, would I have liked it more? I don't know if I would have liked it more. Adam Fall was...
Okay, I don't care about
It's
Adam
cumbersome. It doesn't have...
Okay, cumbersome
fight.
game.
Enemies endless.
Okay.
You better expect to be fighting druids.
Mm-hmm.
Has a combination out of this game. It's very little effect on the enemy. One doesn't have a shot. That's my criticism.
Okay.
More of a descriptor than a complaint. I'm not, because I'm a streamer. What I would say.
What?
That's really not a criticism of the game. As a streamer, it makes it tougher to figure out how far along in the game you are, and that is a little annoying and challenging. But that's because I'm a streamer. That's
Oh my
says
god.
at the
Dude,
very
this
least,
is
let's
not,
hit 50
streamers
bucks before we
don't
start
care
with
about this.
blueprints today. Got in store for
Oh,
you.
blueprints. I heard blueprints. I'm like,
Blueprints is a
what blueprints?
can upgrade one to really upgrade it. Then I think it's the difference is I think anyway complex than it seems at face value.
Okay, well, let's
Livestock, we're gonna see really up to you, whatever.
let's go to the. Oh my god, we're still on the schedule segment.
Australia and new to
Oh.
rise. Okay.
Okay,
So
here
here
we
it
go.
is.
Listen how you read
Officially
this. It sounds
from
like
the
a bedtime
PlayStation
story.
blog. PlayStation
Blog.
5's price to rise in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. The disk drive for PS5's price will be reduced in these regions. With a backdrop of a
Okay.
challenging economic environment, including high inflation and fluctuating exchange rates,
I love. By the way, he says this and he doesn't understand about prices. Why the prices are the way that they are. Yeah, inflation, like inconsistent, like trade, blah 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 blah. Okay, but they just want money, guys. Like, I mean, these are actually things that affect the economy, right? Correct?
SIE, that's Sony Interactive Entertainment, has made the
Oh, thanks
tough
for telling me.
decision to raise the recommended retail price of the PlayStation 5 console in select markets in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. The updated PS5 recommended retail prices are effective starting April 14th as
Wow,
follows.
he can't just say RRP
In
or
Europe,
whatever.
PS5
okay,
digital
Cool.
Now goes for €4.99.
Whoa.
No pricing changes for the standard PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive. So the one that comes with the drive will not increase, only the one without it. In the UK specifically,
Okay, so I guess you're gonna be buying that.
PS5 digital edition will be now £429.99. In Australia, standard PS5 with the Blu-ray disc drive is increasing to $829.95 Australian bucks.
Damn,
and
that's rough.
the digital is going up to $750.
That's
New
rough
Zealand.
for New Zealand.
The standard PS5 with Ultra Blu-ray
It's like
going up to
near 1,000.
$949, and the digital $859. Now, the PS5 Pros, interestingly enough,
I love
will be
he
unchanged.
insists on
only
this highlight
standard
shit.
PS5s.
Why can you do
are
this
being
before the
changed,
show?
okay?
That's why you do that, not
Additionally,
during.
the disc drive for PS5 is getting a price decrease. So in Europe, it's now going to be €80. In the UK, it'll be £70. In Australia, $125. And New Zealand, $140. Okay? Now, interestingly enough, and this is what I find hilarious, okay?
All right, what's hilarious?
This is the official Sony blog post.
right.
Do you see a critical piece of information actually missing from the post that makes it completely worthless?
What?
Allow me to clarify.
Clarify,
They
Phil.
don't tell you the original prices. So unless you live in this,
Dude, like, come on. You could just fucking research this. It's not that hard to figure out. And also, if they're saying it's a price increase, like, honestly, right? If, let's say they see the PS5 digital edition is $4.99, right? They're gonna probably use their big boy brain and think, well, at minimum, it's probably gonna be $100 less before this change. Like, it's not really, like, at this point, like, who cares? They're just telling you the increase. Like, you know, obviously it's a big increase for them to fucking publish this.
in this country, unless you were in Europe or the UK or Australia or New Zealand, how would you know what the original price was so you can see the increase? So Sony, they're so pathetic, okay?
Oh my god.
They know that if they don't list the original price, it makes it harder for you to figure out how much they've actually increased the
No,
price, and that's what
Dude,
they want.
like, come on. This dude is such a little baby.
Look, they're being hiding the price, guys.
Dude, it's just a fucking lie. They're talking about the fucking price increase. They just want to show the new prices because they probably also don't want to throw all these numbers in and be like, oh, is this, you know, whatever. They just want to say this is how much it is. Like, they just want to cut to the chase because they probably to some degree understand anyone who has two thumbs can just Google what the original price is. Or they just assume that they know what the original price is. Because honestly, it's 2025. How many people don't have a PS5 at this point?
They think they look better if you don't actually know how much they increased it. That's ridiculous. It's anti-consumer. That's just fucking annoying.
I'm
'Cause everyone
I'm
can-
sorry. The blog is discussing the price increase. Like, when things go up in price, you just already know this is bad. Like, no one can sell you on this being good. I mean, dude, look at fucking Nintendo right now. Even before the tariffs, we're like, yeah, Mario Kart World is like $80 or $90 or whatever the fuck. Enjoy figuring this out. Do you think people were like, wow, that's so cool, Nintendo? Wow, we love you. No, like this is a huge increase in prices. Like, and now the tariffs are gonna make it probably worse for Americans. But it's still like the price, even like the way that they showed it was still like, hey, this is like a little crazy now. So, and that's like off the bat. No matter what it is, the fact that there's a price increase is crazy.
Everyone can get that information, but they have to work harder. They have to go search somewhere else.
It's not that hard
So
to figure out.
incredibly
like, come
fucking
on.
lazy by
Maybe
Sony
too much
to
for
drop this
DSP,
blog
because
post.
these
So
isn't how
Isabel
Google works.
Tomatis, you idiot, put the
Oh,
fucking
of
original
course.
price in there, you
You guys on
lazy
Isabel
bum,
Tamate because
and don't make
she's
people
not like a woman.
do extra
So we
work to
got you
figure
on
out
that.
how much more greedy you're becoming. Okay?
Yeah,
Same
Sony
thing here.
was never
Why don't
greedy
you tell us
before.
the original
No way.
prices of the disc drives so we can figure out
But
how much
again,
of a discount?
how is it greedy? They literally explained why the prices are increasing because of the fucking exchange rates. These things change all the time, and now it's probably more volatile because of what's going on in the world. Hello? And he's like, oh, they're just getting greedy. Yeah, because everyone loves this dude just bitched about how shipping a shirt was at a loss. He was at a $20 loss, and that scared him away from doing any other giveaway. A company is making actual hardware that would cost like a lot of money to manufacture, and they're like, yeah, we gotta like increase the price to make up for the loss of all these exchange rates. And he's like, they're just getting greedy. Imagine if they said a video said that about DSP. Yeah, he's getting greedy. He doesn't want to sell a shirt at $20 because he doesn't want to lose $20 at the in shipping. He'd be mad about that. This dude, it's so there's like no comprehension of like why they're doing this in the first place. Like they literally said it's because of the exchange rates, which you can actually like look and say, oh yeah, that makes sense or whatever, right?
Discount you're giving on it. Why are you being an asshole? Come on, Isabel Tomato, or whatever your name is.
Of course.
Put the fucking information in your blog post. Stop being annoying. Anyway, luckily for us, okay, different people
How do you
have
do
done
this?
the math. So, for
Okay,
example,
Phil, this is confusing. How do you? What is this wizardry, dude? This is a master hack. Sony does not want you to know that Twitter exists. This is what DSP is doing something that Sony doesn't want you to do. Use the internet.
for example, Tom Warren on X says in the UK, essentially it's a 10% price increase. Okay?
Okay.
It's basically a little different each place, but you're talking roughly.
Wait, you're telling me it's different with all these different prices? Oh my god, Phil. Are they different countries too?
a range of about 10 to 20%.
Do they have different economies and
price
different leaders?
increases. All right. But also what's interesting is that if you're not aware, this already happened years ago. They already increased the price of the PS5 in 2022.
Whatever. Oh, okay.
So this is the second time that there's actually a price increase.
I wonder why. What happened in 2022 that made the price go up? I wonder.
Here's Australia. So there you go. The launch price and the current price and the price change. So as you can see, the disk drive got a discount of about a fifth, so 20%. But the consoles have also got an increase. The base edition, the digital edition, excuse me, that's about a fifth of the price tag right there. But
Right.
the disc edition is not as much of an increase.
I don't know why that would be,
Okay.
though. You
So
think it would be the
thanks,
other way
Sony, for
around.
having people have to do this because you're too lazy. Look, I had to open Excel to do it too.
No,
Like, why'd you make me
no,
do this
no!
work?
You did not open Excel, you piece of shit! You clicked on a PNG! Jeff went to Excel to do this, which probably wasn't that hard because guess what? He was probably at home doing this.
Work,
Oh.
assholes.
And then
But
at
anyway,
the same time, Jeff could. Where did Jeff get the information, Phil? Where did Jeff get the information? Let's ask that question. Jeff opened the Excel with this information. How did Jeff get that info? Is Jeff an insider? Did he get inside info? Is he a leaker? Oh my god, he might be a whistleblower too.
But you might say, well, why are they really doing this? Okay, what's the real deal?
They just said
Because,
it was inflation and
interestingly
shit.
enough, if you're not aware,
Oh my god.
this is the real first time this has happened. Okay, historically, if you look at console history, a console would have a higher launch price, and then over time, what they usually would do is find a way to manufacture that console cheaper than the initial launch.
Or
So they would have
lower
other
the
waves of that
price
console
because like the
being
demand would go
released.
down.
That
Because
would be
isn't like when
cheaper
demand goes
because
down,
they
they
found
make
a way
it cheaper?
to drop the cost of manufacturing
Whatever.
that console.
Okay.
In addition, because the console's older, all right, usually things like competition in the marketplace make it that they want to make it more price attractive to new consumers who maybe haven't adopted their console yet. You know, when you initially launch a new piece of hardware, you could charge a lot more because the early adopters who want it first are willing to pay that premium price to be some of the first people to
But
have
it's
that
also
piece of
new
tech.
technology.
But once
Derek.
a piece of
Like,
tech is
oh my god,
2 years,
yeah,
3
it's a
years,
premium
5
price.
years old,
Yeah, okay.
it's not as attractive anymore.
Yeah, it's like
because
yeah, we're
there's
just making this
usually
number out
other
of thin
things
air.
in the market that are competitive
What do you
towards
think
it,
these prices
and
come
therefore
from?
you want to be more price competitive.
Like,
Correct?
correct?
That makes sense, right? That makes sense. So, in this case, for example, take a look at Super Nintendo. Take a look at the Genesis. Take a look at the PlayStation, PlayStation 2. They all started with a base model, and then after
Oh,
3 or 4 years, they came out
okay.
with a shorter model or a smaller
Not Super
model or a
Nintendo. I
model
don't
that
think
was more
had
compact,
one.
that was easier to manufacture,
Whatever.
and then they would drop the price. So now PlayStation 1 at launch was what, $400, $500?
That's
But now you got the Model 2 or Model 3 PlayStation 1 that's actually much smaller, has better tech in it, but is much cheaper. It's like $200, right? I remember at one point, do you remember
okay.
GameCube at launch was $300-$400, but at one point they were selling them for under $100 during its
Right.
life cycle. And that wasn't because they were trying to liquidate. Nintendo just wanted to get the product out there.
I
They
love that.
wanted to compete.
I love during this time.
Okay.
They wanted to compete, but if they did that now, they would go look at they're failing. They lowered the price.
Okay? That was a long time ago. Now,
Whoa.
things have changed. And if you want to know the truth, I think there's really 2 key reasons why
Because
things
of
have
the
changed.
fucking exchange
Okay.
rates. Like there's so much stuff going
So,
on. Like,
in regards to this, all right?
oh, okay,
Number one,
whatever.
I just don't think that
We're not-
competition
We're just not like
is today
thinking
like
about
it used to be.
how this
So
stuff
let's go back
affects
to that
things
1990s
at all
era that I was just
anymore.
referencing, the Super
Like,
Nintendo, the
it was
Genesis, the
whatever.
PlayStation 1, etc. It was very dog eat dog back then. I mean, you had vicious ad campaigns between these companies.
Oh my
you know,
god, what
where
does
the
this Dude,
Sega
you're
ad-
talking about a price increase and we're discussing, did you know that Sega made a commercial that made fun of Nintendo? Whoa, man, holy shit. This dude loves these fucking lame trivia moments that babies know. Dude, your audience knows this already. We're not your fucking parents. Like, this would be something that would blow your parents away. Like, whoa, really, Timmy? That happened? Wow!
shows a toy box opening and they're throwing the
He
Super
loves
Nintendo
this
into the
commercial,
toy
by the
box,
way.
saying that's
I
just a
bet you this is one of the things he would fap to. Like, oh yeah, fuck Nintendo, Sega, yo, you got him good, man.
child's toy. Our country, excuse me, our product is much better and more adult oriented and more serious than theirs. You don't want their, crappy play school
Oh my
console.
God. I bet
you
he
want
loves
the
that
adult
old
console
Apple
with the edgy
commercial.
content,
Whereas, hi,
right?
I'm a PC.
And then
Hi,
when
I'm a
PlayStation
Mac.
came out, they were like, take a look at our graphics. Take a look at our storage
Graphics.
capacity and everything we can do with the disc. Why would you want to buy the
my
N64
God.
that's still on, left behind on
Shut up, bitch!
cartridge? It was very interesting
I always
how
love
these
that shut
companies
up,
went
bitch.
at each other back then. all
Shut
right?
up, bitch!
And definitely, one of the major things that was up for debate back then was the pricing. Initially, all the consoles would be pricey at launch,
Oh
but
my
then they
God,
would all
dude,
want to
this was
compete
in
and
the
keep dropping
80s.
prices,
I
dropping
wasn't even
prices over
born.
time.
Move
It
on.
was very common, a very common practice. But today, if you take a look, all right, let's take a look at the
It's
console
such a
landscape,
different
shall we?
landscape.
So you've got the Switch, which has now been out for 8 years and is about to be retired. And we have the Switch 2 coming out in a couple of months. That's going to be $450 or more. We don't know yet, but let's say $450 for the Switch 2. You've got the PlayStation 5, where you've got the base model that has 2 versions, the digital and the disc, and it's going for roughly worldwide between $400, $500. We just saw there's a price
Okay.
increase in certain
Oh my
places,
God,
but
get
the
to the
equivalent is around $400 or
point.
$500.
Get
But then
to
there's a
the
PS5
point.
Pro.
Oh my
That's
God,
the
we're
top of
taking
the line
forever.
console
We know
comparable
this
with, like,
shit.
a upper mid-range gaming PC, and that
All
goes for a
right.
bigger premium
Okay,
price. What is
we
that now?
know that these
600,
things
something
exist.
like that?
You can say,
Or
guys,
it's
look
a
at the
couple
prices.
$100
This
more.
is the price.
All right. Then you got the Xbox Series S and X.
Okay, we're just
That there
gonna
was
move
a
on ahead.
direct
Jesus Christ.
competitor
This is insane.
when it comes to who is the top dog in consoles. But today in 2025, can we honestly argue that the Xbox is actually actively trying to compete and or is a serious competitor with
It's
the PlayStation
competing
5?
in other ways.
My honest
It's
opinion
trying to
is
compete with subscriptions. They're trying to get people on a subscription service because it's ongoing money. It's why live service games make money because they get people who are willing to invest in that. They want people to invest in Game Pass because it's an ongoing subscription fee that people will have to renew. That's what they want. They're not trying to sell hardware anymore because maybe that's not making enough money for them. Meanwhile, a subscription service is an entry level. They can get people into it, then they can hike the price up to then have people like not renew because they would much rather have people stick with a renewal. It's not that hard to understand why Microsoft is pivoting their focus on what they want to sell people.
is it's not. Okay, that's my honest opinion. You could disagree with me, but I
But
feel
this-
like Xbox
This is irrelevant, dude. We are discussing about game prices. Why the PS5 jumped up in price. And we're talking about the competition. The competition, the way that these companies compete is abstractly different in ways that how they want to make money. And it's different. It's a different situation. It's not relevant. And it's like, well, it's trying to make money in other ways. This is a completely different discussion. There's no strong correlation to why all the art story is that the PS5 is increasing the price because of these inflations of inflation in other countries and exchange rates.
gave up. Microsoft threw in the towel and decided we botched everything, even though we have a console that is technologically similar and or competitive with the PlayStation 5. We screwed up all of our marketing. We screwed up our public perception. And now people don't take us seriously as a hardware manufacturer anymore. They just see us as a game distributor, right? What is the big selling
What?
point of anything Xbox? Game Pass.
But they
It's
chose
not
that.
exclusive
Nobody
games.
said
It's not.
Nobody sat there and did not take their console seriously as a console manufacturer. They literally made a console and did not have a strong exclusive. Like, the software was the problem with the Xbox Series X. Because I remember people were saying that the Series X was way powerful than the PS5 just by comparatively. But they had no software. So they had nothing to push the console on. So they realized that they can sell Game Pass. It's not that nobody took their console seriously, it's that they had no exclusives to push on it because they pivoted to being a game service. Whatever.
It's not we have better graphics or better controls. It's buy Game Pass and get a whole bunch of games every month for $20. If you don't believe me, that Xbox gave up then why are they now having entire marketing campaigns saying
Dude,
your
Phil
phone
Spencer
is an
literally
Xbox,
said they gave
your
up.
laptop is an Xbox?
Nice phone, by the way.
I rest my case.
I rest my case.
So what's happened now is there really isn't the direct competition like there
but
was.
again, the demand can't be that high for these consoles. So like, it's just they're operating at a loss if they were to sell these consoles, manufacture these consoles and sell it. Because before it probably was not that, like, they probably were not eating that big of a loss back then with the PS2 and the GameCube and all this stuff. But with these exchange rates, demand going down, all these things that are affecting all this stuff, the loss is probably not worth eating.
Was in the
Whatever.
90s or even in the 2000s. Back, take a look at the era of the Wii versus the Xbox 360 versus the PlayStation 3. There you go again. They were all at each other's throats, competing. I'm the better console. No, I'm the better console. I have the better value. No, I have the better value. We'll slash our
Okay.
prices. Well, we'll bundle this with our
No.
console. Well, we'll improve this and shrink the
Whatever.
size and add new features and drop the price, right? But today,
But they dropped the price.
if you're gonna
so
buy a
late-
console,
whatever. Okay.
if you want the absolute best
I mean,
quality
Sony had
console,
to lower the
what are you gonna get?
price.
PS5 Pro. Now you can argue, well, what about Steam Deck and stuff like that?
Steam
You're
Deck.
right. There are,
You're
the
right.
ROG Ally portable thing, but those
The
aren't really
ROG Ally.
consoles,
Okay,
right?
just buy
Those
Steam
are really
Deck.
portable
The-
PCs. It's more of a hybrid market,
What?
Yeah, they're powerful, but if you're talking, I just want to buy something. I want to hook it up and out of the box. It's the most
Okay.
powerful gaming console there is. It's PlayStation 5 Pro.
No, it's PC.
What's
The-
one step below that? Regular PlayStation 5. Now, if you're looking for the most
I
value
guess
for
he's
your
talking about
dollar,
console specifically.
I would argue it's Xbox. But not everyone is a value-conscious
But
consumer.
then why would he buy
People
an
are
X-
looking for the
Oh my
premium.
God.
What's the premium experience? What's the
What?
best graphics and the best performance I can get? That's PlayStation. So why is
Okay.
PlayStation increasing their prices? Because as of now, they are absolutely seen in the eyes of the consumer as the premium console brand. Therefore, they can rise their prices and get away with it. I compare this.
Dude, they're raising. If that's the case, why aren't they raising their prices worldwide? I mean, they're probably gonna raise the price in America eventually because they said that now they're trying to stockpile so many PlayStations here, to offset the tariffs that are gonna be that are gonna happen. And then once that's gone, guess what Sony's gonna end up having to do, right? But it's like, it's not that we premium price. No, we can get away with it. It's like it's a response to what's going on in the global economy and these exchange rates and all this other shit, right? Correct?
Compare this to the heyday of Apple. Okay, when Apple was exploding with new technology,
Okay.
right? The iPod blew up, but then they made 20 versions of it that were all exploding with new features and things. Then they came out with the iPhone. Then they had the iPad. But all of that tech was so expensive, and people were like, I don't get it. Other phones are
Oh,
way cheaper.
man.
Other tablets are way cheaper.
Well, at the time when iPhone came out, and by the way, the tablets were not anywhere as big as they are now. Back when the iPad first came out, but even then, like, sure, you could argue that these are expensive, but the iPhone was like $600 by when it came out. But the reason why it was expensive was because it was really the only phone that had a touchscreen and had all these other features in it that were like more advanced than a BlackBerry. It did way more than these other devices. I mean, of course, Apple also overprices their devices. That I'm not an idiot, but it's like that's just Apple. And Apple's got this is gonna sound douchey, but Apple's kind of in a league of their own in the sense that they are the actual company that goes out of their way to overprice their products. I mean, they made an $1,000 stand. So I kind of think this is a little like, like, come on. Like, Sony does overprice their console, but also at the same time, it's not as like cartoonish as Apple. I mean, Apple's a little cartoony with their prices, where you kind of don't believe them when they give you a price. You're like, oh, I don't know about that, man. Like, people are more willing to give leeway to, like, Sony, Nintendo, and all. Well, Nintendo to a certain extent. I think to a certain extent, but I would argue, I do think the $450 for the Switch 2 is a reasonable price for that machine. The game price, I do think is a little cartoonish. It's a little cartoony with what they're doing with these games, and I think that's a little bullshit. I think they know they can get away with game prices, but not console prices. That's what I think.
Why would I pay double the price to get the Apple version of tech that already exists? And the answer was, because we're the leader. We're the industry leader. We're providing you with the sleek style that no one else has.
Or people just like
operating
Apple.
system that's
like,
easier
again,
to use.
I've said this before. I've talked about this all the time. Like, I understand that there's other options that are affordable and better for a lot of reasons, but I do like the Apple ecosystem that I've been using, like, for years. Like, I do like a lot of these Apple products. And I understand that they're expensive, and it's kind of bullshit. I'm not gonna sit there and say that Apple is, like, a flawless company that we should all praise and love. But it's like, technology is so much buried in personal preference. It's just, you can't really say that it's unheard of that you're gonna eat prices when you just want something. Like, I guarantee people are gonna eat the price for Mario Kart because they would want Mario Kart. Yeah, they could be like, this is what Disney never seems to understand when he shits on Nintendo fans buying the Switch OLED or whatever, is that, yeah, they can both agree that it's a scam and bullshit, and also say that, well, I do like this. I do like the OLED screen. I do like this. I will gladly eat the price to do this because it's something that I'm a sucker for. Like, you can be self-aware enough to do that. It's really when you're not self-aware and you refuse to listen that becomes a problem.
Nice features, the bells and whistles. We are top of the line. So if you want top of the line and you want to be in style, you need Apple. Hey, you could get the other guys, the knockoffs, the discount brands, and go
Apple
for
never,
it. Go
like-
get your Droid devices. We don't care.
I hate this cartoonish, like, yeah, they don't care. Oh, yeah, you'll get your Droid devices and all this other stuff. They never, like, market. Well, I guess they did during the I'm a PC and I'm a Mac era, but they dropped that pretty fast afterwards.
Be in the know and you want to be looked at as the top of the line, you need Apple, right? That's the level that PlayStation is at
But that
right
was,
now. or at
I
least
feel
they
like those
feel
guys were
that they're
targeting
at.
something else, though. Like,
So now
but
in the
whatever.
world, we're seeing inflation, right? We're seeing
Okay,
costs
now we're
go
talking
up.
about. Now we're talking
And
about.
normally
this.
what would
Okay.
happen is
Right.
these companies would look at their hardware and be like, okay, so here's what's going on. All the prices are going up. We have to really work hard to design a way to make this console smaller, sleeker, easier to manufacture, cheaper to manufacture.
But they did that
and
already.
more viable so that
Like-
it doesn't have to be, say, for example, costly to ship. You know,
Dude.
the legit.
This dude, like, it's kind of like childish because I don't think that they make these consoles smaller as a way, like, oh, it's cheaper because it's smaller. Because I would kind of feel that the technology that makes them slimmer, I would assume would be more expensive to make because you're kind of condensing, like, all this stuff in a smaller unit and for it to work better or equivalent. Like, I would assume that would be more expensive hardware. I would think, because again, like, Apple. I'm gonna use Apple, the cartoonish example, but Apple had that iPad Pro that they released last year or the year before. I think it was last year. That was the thinnest the thinnest device they ever made. That's what they said. Okay, the thinnest thing they've ever made. Was that cheaper? No, and I don't think it would be cheaper because it has so much, like, hardware in it to make it work. Like, you can't really, like, have it be smaller, then the price is gonna be affordable. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, the way that that would be true is if it's an underpowered device, which is like the other iPads that they have. Like, the iPad Mini is made as a cheaper device, but I think that's aside from the original iPad that they sell, like just the iPad, I think the iPad Mini also does not have the M chip. I think the Pro and maybe the Air. I think the Air would have a previous M chip in it, and then this would have like the like whatever, right? So I think it's like that. That's how they're doing it. Like whatever.
Logistics. When you make a smaller product, it's easier logistically to move around the world than a bunch of larger products, right? And that's why if you take a look at console history, every time there's a second, third version of a console, it's the mini, it's the small, it's the cheaper one.
But that's
right?
more of like
You notice
a
that
gesture.
even though
Like,
they did that with PS5, like
symbolic.
the original PS5s are big and bulky, right? And now they made a sleeker version. Prices haven't gone down. Sony doesn't feel like they have to do that because we're the
Didn't-
leader. We're the industry
whatever.
leader, and we
I
don't
feel like
have
they did
competition.
lower the price for the
We don't have to
Slim.
slash prices.
Then the Pro,
'cause no
they-
one
it went
cares
up
that
again.
Xbox is cheaper.
But
No
whatever.
one wants an Xbox. Okay? Take a look at Switch 2. Switch 2 is going to come out in June, and it's going to sell like hotcakes. Don't get me wrong.
How do you
But
know that?
do you really think the Switch 2 will be a competitor
I mean,
with
I'm
the
kind of
PS5?
curious what's gonna happen.
Just take a look at the
Like,
games.
I'm dying to know what their price is gonna be with these tariffs and all this other bullshit. Because I know they said it's gonna there's like a 90-day pause, but it's like kind of cartoonish how we're discussing these tariffs. Like it's really confusing. At most, either Nintendo's gonna delay the console till October, or they're just gonna be like, they're gonna release that at whatever state, then it's gonna go up at some point, and then they're gonna say, well, that's you gotta get it now, or that's it. Like I think what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna open pre-orders for like June, not in June, but they're gonna open it so that it can be released in June. But whatever unit that gets sent here, that's what they're selling, and that's it. Like the rest are gonna be at the mercy of what's gonna happen. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm predicting. They're gonna open pre-orders and say whatever you're gonna order, that's what you're gonna get. And if you miss out, you're gonna only be at what is in your local place, and that's that. Once that's gone, it's gone, and you gotta eat it. But it's not like hotcakes. It's like technically, I guess it will if it's gonna be like the same price or around the same price that was supposed to ship with, maybe a little bit more. But I think that's gonna be a locked in amount that's gonna sell.
The cross platforms that are going to be on Switch 2. It's already been reported that Cyberpunk 2077 will only run at 40 frames per second in docked mode, only running at 1080p resolution. Does that sound like a competitor to the PlayStation 5? For those who don't know, Cyberpunk ran at 1080p 60 frames on the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
So this is not competition. Nintendo will succeed because they are the differentiator. They will have first-party
differentiator.
titles like Mario Kart World.
It is Nintendo.
Is it World or is it Tour? Is Mario Kart Tour?
I think,
No, I think it's World. I don't even remember the name. And this new Donkey Kong game, Bananarama or whatever. Those will be the
Bananarama.
massive
Oh my God.
bestsellers because they're original to the console. And
Doesn't
yes,
even know the
people
games are
will
coming out.
buy filler content as well, like these third-party titles. But
And then
if you want the best experience, you're
my
going to
God,
get a
disgusting.
PS5.
Disgusting.
So that's why Sony can get away with this.
281 games.
This
That's
is
filler
different
content.
than all the other
Fuck off.
times when there's been the heavy competition and we have to beat our competitor. Sony feels like there is no competitor. And it makes sense. They're kind of right.
But then
Right now,
why not
there's
raise
no
the
one
price
stepping up to Sony
worldwide?
and
Why is it only in
challenging
these
them as
specific
the
locations?
leader in consoles right now.
Like it's in these
Yes,
specific
Nintendo
locations.
will sell and sell well, but they're going to be in their own little niche, their own little corner, their market, where they make a ton of money.
Oh my
But
God.
PS5 will still be successful. Any new game, new franchise is going to want to be on PS5 as well as PC, while maybe porting that to Switch 2 will be a second thought or an afterthought. And sure, they'll port to the Xbox, but no one's going to care because no one really talks about Xbox. It's kind of dead.
Man, I remember this dude
right?
was like so excited to get the Xbox. He
So
was
that's
like
why.
bouncing.
So people say, oh, this is greed or whatever. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, legit it is. Sony doesn't want to start losing money on every console sale. They feel like
it's
we're the
exchange
premium
rates. I mean, you
now,
don't have to like
so
the
we
price
can
increase.
increase prices, and people are going to like it because there's no competition for us. We are the industry leader.
But whatever. Okay.
There you have it.
There you
it's
have it.
It's pretty easy to figure out. But it's funny that people are scratching their heads and they're like, I don't get it. You know, this is why.
No, people are
I
are,
wish
are,
we
are people are not confused. Like, why are they doing this? I don't know. They are saying it's kind of wild that in a console's life cycle, usually the price would go down, and this time it goes up. Everyone knows why it's going up, and they understand it, but it's just kind of wild to say, right? Like, that's all that people are saying. He wants to conflate it because he wants to sound smart. He's like, that's all these gaming news. Like, this is the only thing that's kind of funny about DSP is that he really thinks he's the smartest dude in the room. Like, nobody thinks that they're the smartest dude in the room. Like, I don't think I'm smart. Like, this shit I'm saying is honestly just my perspective of it. I could be very much wrong, but it's like just a perspective. I'm not saying anything. This is like, whatever. Because I'm only going off what I'm hearing. This dude is like taking like facts that he reads and then is like warping it to make it sound smart. Like he knows what's going on
wish
here.
we were back in the era when Xbox was a competitor. I really do. Because the truth is that competition breeds
Oh my
innovation.
god. Dude, the linchpin is the Xbox in this. Like, yeah, I wish Xbox would compete. That way we'd have competition. But the thing is, like, in a perfect world, the competition would breed innovation. Like, sure. However, in the same way, competition can also lead to stagnation in the sense that more companies will want to do it. Like, this dude has complained about how so many companies even complain about Sony about this, where they all want to chase the trend of live service. But that's what competition did. They saw, hey, this guy did a live service game and it did very well. We could do that too. Let's chase the dragon on this one, guys. Like, that's what it is. That's why, like, the whole notion, like, don't buy this, that way they'll improve. But that could also lead to them not doing what you want them to do and actually learn the wrong lesson. Like, it's RNG what these companies will learn by this kind of reaction. And to say that, oh, well, they should just simply, have competition. But that's not the case half the time. It'll just lead to people chasing trends. And to say that, like, that Xbox is a linchpin, like, PlayStation's not competing with anything else? Like, they're not competing to a pre-built PC? They're not competing with the Steam Deck? They're not competing with the Switch? Like, sure, like, power-wise, you could argue that, but at the same time, what do gamers care about? Games. If Switch 2 runs at 30 frames, but they have like 20 million games, guess what people are gonna wanna buy? Why do you think the Switch sold so well and people still play their Switch? Because it has a big library. It has more of a library of a lot of interesting games than Sony has. Whatever.
Innovation, okay? When Xbox was a viable contender for the title of top console, what you saw was innovations like Xbox Live and achievements and actual voice chat and online avatars and cool interactive dashboard themes and controllers having new features. And I could keep going. You know, that was the era of everyone was trying to innovate and do different stuff. Now, what incentive does Sony have to add a new feature? Do they need it? No. They're
Well,
already the
whatever.
console industry leader for technology, for graphics, for everything. Why would they add a new feature to their
I
console?
mean, at this point,
What, are
we're
you
getting rid of
crazy?
the PS6.
I mean, take a look
dude.
at what they did with the PlayStation 30th anniversary. They released an awesome new dashboard theme that everyone loved. It was the PlayStation startup from PS1, PS2, PS3. Everyone was like, so nostalgic. And what did Sony say? We're taking it away. And everyone said, why would you do that?
But now they're saying that they're
'Cause
going to
they
re-add
can't.
it in other ways. I don't know.
And there's nothing
really
you can do
weird.
about it because they're the leader. Now, if they were in direct competition with Microsoft, perhaps they would have said, hey,
But
Sony is the place for
the Xbox does have, like, themes. Like, it's not amazing, but you can change the background.
retro.
Whatever.
Come get a cool retro theme or whatever. You know what I mean?
They do have that. They do have that. Dude, there's, like, the original Xbox theme, whatever the fuck, in the Series X. It's there, and he looked at it and was like, "Oh yeah, man, this is stupid, man, whatever." but I guess that doesn't count because now they want to push Game Pass because whatever. Okay.
And they would have kept it on there, but they don't care. What incentive do they have to do anything nice for you? They don't need to. That's how business works, you know?
That's how business works. Do you get business?
Anyway, so,
oh man,
there you
now
have
they're
it.
talking
That was
Head
our news for
song.
today. Perhaps we'll have some more stories for tomorrow, but that's what I had to cover for today. And hope you enjoy.
All right.
Let's get some more support. And again,
talks-
we are at 8
he
tonight,
talks
and we
about
did it
Switch
tomorrow
too.
because you spammed the same question
Okay. I don't
everybody
care about-
else. You're not special.
You're not special.
Other Switch 2 within.
Oh, here we go.
Cade says, do you think they will come out with a Switch 2 OLED? How long will we have to wait? I fully 100% expect
also think
there
they're
will
gonna
be
do the-
another Switch 2.
I also think they're gonna do the thing that they did with the Switch 1 where they do another wave of Switch 2, but they change the battery to be a better battery. They don't change anything else, just the battery. Then they'll do the OLED after that. That's what I think. I think they're gonna do the same thing again and again.
Within 2 to 3 years. This is the way that Nintendo has operated with all their consoles, and it works. The initial console
Except for the GameCube.
does not have
never
all
did
the
it for that.
features and things that you would
I do remember
want.
this one GameCube
people
that looked
pay a premium
really
because
weird.
it's
It's that
new.
silver
Then 2
Panasonic.
3 years
GameCube
later,
that had a
they
DVD
released a
player in it.
second model that has some of the features
And I
the
don't think
original
they
one
ever
should have had
released
to
it
begin with.
worldwide. I think it was either only in
And
Japan
then
or
they
it was
charge
just a prototype
again for it, and
or
you buy 2
something.
of
It
the
was
same
really
console
weird.
for no reason. They've done it every console. Why would
Wait,
they stop now?
what?
Original one should have had to begin with. And then they charge again for it, and you buy 2 of the same console for no reason.
I mean, that's not true with the new 3DS.
They've done it every console.
But again,
Why would they stop
I don't
now?
think you would want Nintendo to do
It
this
works every
practice.
time.
I'm just gonna
In fact,
say
the
it,
only one they didn't do that
because
with
then
was Wii
you're
U,
gonna
because
get
Wii U
really
was a
annoying
flop,
things from them.
right? They did it with the Wii. They did it with the Switch. They did it.
Like-
Did they do a second model GameCube? I'm trying to remember.
No, they never did. They never
They
did.
did it with the regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Game Boy had 7,000, right? The 3DS had a ridiculous amount.
No, the Game Boy had just the normal Game Boy. I guess the Game Boy Pocket, but I mean, whatever. Then the Game Boy Color, then the Game Boy Advance, and then the Advance had like 2 other models, like the Micro, which I gotta say, I never understood why anyone would want that console. The idea, I think, is like, it's a cute idea, but I think the screen was like so small, like it's like what would be the point? Because I think the SP was a better portable Game Boy Advance, if you ask me. The SP was fucking cool. I love the SP. I'll be honest. The SP I think was the best Game Boy. Game Boy than anything else. Then the DS came out, you know?
So you keep going.
You can keep going.
Okay.
Then there was the DS Lite, then the DSi, then the 3DS, then the new 3DS.
Would I be interested in a Sony handheld that played games natively priced at $500? No. I don't.
No.
For me, for my ultimate gaming experience,
You
I
think
want
this
it
guy
at
pl-
home, right here in front
The
of my
only-
big TV.
The only portable game he loves is mobile games, dumbass. Why would he want to have a portable console that plays actual games when he could play mobile games that are designed to milk money from their players, like in vicious ways? Like, I mean, come on. What a stupid question.
That's to me how really high end games are meant to be enjoyed.
Well,
Now,
why do you
many
have
people
the-
disagree with me. Some people think it's to be.
But I love he says this, but he played the 3DS. He played games he never did on YouTube, like Luigi's Mansion 2, I think, and what was the other game? Zelda: Link Between Worlds. 2 games he played on the 3DS that he never played for YouTube, and it's like, yeah, I don't play games mobilely, guys. Okay, the best way to play it's on the TV. Like, okay, dude.
It's to be cramped in front of a bunch of computer monitors, and some people think it's to play it on a handheld. I disagree. For
Oh
me,
my god.
ultimate gaming
To
enjoyment
play
comes.
gaming. Oh god, I didn't hear this. I guess when I initially watched this, listen to this.
Oh, many people disagree with me.
Cornball.
Some people think
shit.
it's to be cramped in front of a bunch of computer monitors.
People think the ultimate gaming experience is to be huddled over a gaming monitor when it's literally no different from what his setup is. You could literally have like whatever. And he's like, yeah, it's this. This is the gaming thing. But it's like, it's a PC to begin with. When people use a gaming PC. Secondly, like, people use TVs to play games too. Like, you know? And then when people play portable, it's not like portable is like nobody's doing this cornball. The ultimate definitive way to play gaming is this or that. Like nobody has these fucking corny ass conversations. The only reason like a mod comes into play is if you really care about the absolute best frame rate, which would be a monitor, because you know a TV is more like for media or whatever.
And some people think it's to play it on a handheld. I disagree. For me, ultimate gaming enjoyment comes when you're sitting back and relaxing in an environment with great audio, great visuals, and you just can chill and play a game and enjoy it.
Dude, you don't even have a sound bar.
There's just so many people
who've
who've grown up in a different generation than me who don't feel that way, but that's my feeling.
This is bullshit.
So I would not want
Honestly, this is bullshit. He grew up in the 80s into the 90s. Okay? I grew up in the 90s. Even my lifetime. My brother's lifetime. My brother's older than me, so like, you know, whatever. We both grew up in a time where we loved the Game Boy because we could take it to school, we could take it to camp, we could take it everywhere. Like, there's no way that he would have this argument that his generation would be against this. You're telling me you never wanted to be, if you're on a long ass car ride, you would not want a Game Boy? No way! No way! No way! No way! Get out of here. Like, dude, if the Switch came out when I was like, you know, growing up, I would be in like heaven. Oh, dude, I gotta be in a car and play like fucking Mario and Zelda. Like, dude, that Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, like if I play that portably, that would be like mind-blowing. And now I could do that like on a plane? Oh, wow. Like, but this dude is like, yo, different generation. Fuck off. This dude's not a gamer at all.
I pay $500 for a PS5 handheld. I don't care to play PS5 games in my hands. I just don't.
He could simply say, no, because I have a PS5, I don't have a use to play it portably. Because he doesn't. Because he's not like gonna be waiting in line for a long period of time, and there's no way you can do that in the modern era or whatever, right? Whatever.
Okay.
Oh, dig deep, dude.
The PS5 price jump is 10 to 20% depending on where you live, the villain. We just went over it.
Yeah, wake up, the villain, idiot. Are you watching the stream? Hello? Big business. Oh my god, I think about a song now.
Thank you. We're going to have a lot of this kind of summary shirt
this week. I don't know much of the lyrics, but it was big business.
And this is my
that's
way.
It. That's all I know.
Cooling down and not overheating.
And like the beat.
Okay.
Like that's
just
it.
You know.
This is as much as I know of that song. I'm a huge fan. I don't know why that song came in my head.
Do I think Nintendo will raise the price of the Switch 2 in the US due to ongoing tariffs?
Yes.
Undoubtedly.
I think they are.
Undoubtedly, 100%.
Like, if it's made in China, I don't know.
The price is going to be higher. Unless these tariffs get fixed.
Some states, China, whatever.
Like, dropped.
I mean, look at the
Switch
tariffs
2
that
will not be
we're laying on
in the US.
people at
It's
this
going to be,
point.
my guess is 600. My guess is they're going to go for 600.
And it's going to keep going up. I
it's
guarantee it's going to keep going up. These prices are going to keep going up. These tariffs are going crazy,
charge
man.
The same as PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, it's nowhere near as good of a console. I bet they will charge $600. Anything above that will be laughable. And even though, yes, the initial pre-orders will sell, longevity will flop. Like, for example, the first wave will sell, and then once you get to Christmas, no one will want it for over $600. That's
I think, like, Nintendo said they want to, over the year, just slowly, like, release games. Like, they're not going to drop all these games. They want people to play each game. So I think that's what they're planning on doing. Like, you know, whatever. But this is another part I want to talk about. There's another part that's kind of crazy. This dude goes crazy. He goes crazy a lot. In weird ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and cheap. How much is the Switch Lite? Just curious. I know that's my Z1 Extreme. It can't even run my favorite games. I'm very disappointed. I think
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What's he disappointed about?
Kane says, I paid $500 for an Asus ROG Ally Z1 Extreme. It can't even run my favorite games. I'm very disappointed. I
Oh
think
my
the
God.
Switch Lite is the best console. It actually is portable and cheap. How much is the Switch Lite? Just curious. I know that's the one that's the
Dude,
smaller downscaled model,
whatever.
right? But if it's meant
It's
to be
not that
purely handheld, it
downscaled.
doesn't dock. It's probably cheap,
Like,
right?
it's the same hardware, but whatever. Okay, sure. It just doesn't dock.
Joel Off says, to be fair, PlayStation has a solid library of first-party games that I'll be getting when I get a PS6 later. I don't care how much it costs.
Wait until you see the
Excuse
PS6
Woo.
price, buddy.
Mark Similian says, you're underestimating the Switch 2's power. I played one, and I thought you should know. Yeah, but Mark Similian,
Oh God.
no one... Okay.
Okay.
No one is saying Switch 2 is weak. People are saying Switch 2 is not a PS5 or PS5 Pro. Yet,
No shit.
if they're charging the price of a PS5 or PS5 Pro, that's a problem, is it not?
No,
I would
it's not
argue-
because it's the hardware. Like, dude, this fucking cell phone's a couple $100, and it's not the same. Like, smartphones can even go up as far as a fucking PS5. You think a phone is as powerful as a PS5? Probably not, because it's a fucking phone, my guy. It's the hardware that makes that matters because of the chips and all this other bullshit inside it. And it's a screen. Like, that's another added thing. Oh, okay. Okay.
You that except for Pokemon, which is a really stupid exception in my opinion, all the first-party games on Nintendo consoles run insanely well, especially for what's in them. Like, take a look at, in 2017, right? We were getting insanely great games on the Switch that ran beautifully, even though it was way
What?
underpowered compared to its competitors.
I don't think people
So
said
I'm not saying that the
Breath of
games
the
will
Wild
all
ran
run like shit,
beautifully, but
but
whatever.
for example, I think the third-party games are not going to run very well, because what incentive do one of these third-party companies have to really
Dude,
massively
there are
port their
third-party
game,
games that run well.
especially when their
Doom
game's
runs
already
pretty
been
good on
out
the
for so
Switch.
long? Like, do you really think it's a big deal for CD Projekt Red to get Cyberpunk running at insanely good quality on the Switch too? To them, they're going to get some sales out of this, but this isn't like the second
Oh
wave
my
of launch of
God,
their
dude.
game. You know what I mean?
How are they gonna, like, oh my God, of course
I
it's
think
gonna be
that it
40
will be
frames,
very,
because look at the engine it's
uh,
using.
It will be very good for all
It's
the
a
first party stuff,
compromise.
but overall, it's going to be like it's always with Nintendo. It's some things will be great and some things will not be so good. You know?
Whatever. Like, a lot of people, like, this frame rate
Happy 38th
snobbery
birthday,
is
Final
really
Fighter.
lame.
Hope you had a great day
Because,
yesterday.
like, you can get a game that can run at 30, and yeah, it's not like 60 frames, but it can still be enjoyable.
Let's see here. I received a $3
Whatever.
tip. Someone says, I use my Steam Deck as my main console. It uses my PC with a 5080 and a i9 to play the games. I have a really good Scuf Pro controller I use with it. No subscriptions, PC lobbies, and it made my PS5 obsolete. I don't use my PS5 for a year, and I got rid of it. Yeah, like, if it weren't for some
Wait,
games
so you use the Steam
being
Deck
only on PS5, like, for
as-
example,
with this PC?
the
Why not
upcoming
just get a PC?
Elden Ring Night Ring, right?
Like, the Steam
that's
Deck
PlayStation
is
only.
fine,
I
but
wouldn't
it,
ever be
it
using my
does have a
PlayStation.
limit to the games
PC
you can
gaming
play.
is definitely definitively better
Whatever, okay.
than console gaming, but it's an issue of setup, ease of use, right? For me, the reason that I always had consoles over PC was the cost and ease of use. Okay?
Oh my God.
Take a look at
As everyone already knew, the whole "I was one of you. I used to build PC for a hobby" is all bullshit. Because it's clearly he's a little caveman, and he also is a little goblin for money. And then people were gifting him all this stuff, so there you go.
all the
There you have it.
technological things that have been going on with me since I
I
adopted
can't wait for his
full
gaming
PC
PC to
gaming
be obsolete again. I
last year,
can't
and
wait.
then of
I hope
course
it happens.
capturing and streaming on this new PC in January.
Once it becomes completely
So every other
obsolete,
day we have
he's gonna
something that
like
happens.
hate it. And he's
Oops,
gonna be like, yeah,
I can't
I
stream.
love
Got to restart my
consoles.
PC. Oops, that
Dude,
screwed up my
I got
mind.
it. I got it. When the PS6 comes out, that's gonna be the grift. Yeah, guys, the PS6 comes out. I kind of think the PC that I have was good, but I don't think any of the games is gonna be. These games that are gonna come out now are gonna be optimized for this. So I may have to just focus on console again because I can't afford a new PC. That's gonna be the thing. That's what he's gonna do.
Oops, the camera's turning off. What is the issue? And it took us 2 months to figure out it was USB cables, right? So, I mean, with PC stuff, there's just so many moving parts and factors. But
Dude,
at
you
the
gotta
same time,
love
it is
You gotta
definitely the
love your
better
motherboard.
experience. And I
And
get
you
it.
didn't
I
even
mean, I
want to
had a
exchange
PS5.
it. I feel like you could
I'm
exchange
not using my
that.
Pro. It just sits there, gathers dust. Why would I even boot the thing, right?
You didn't even buy it, so that's cool. And it's just gathering dust. Why didn't you give it to Kat? She's playing
You
on
played
this
Mario Kart
vanilla-
World at 120 frames per second, and it was glorious, as Mark's a million. Is that confirmed? That Mario
Is that
Kart World will be
confirmed?
running at 120 frames,
I
Doc?
mean, they
If
did
so,
talk
that's
about
amazing, and I
120
can't wait
frames
to play it at 120 frames. You guys will see it at 60.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh,
dope. Like, I'm really
That's
excited for that.
dope.
But I hope I can get a Switch 2. At this rate, I don't know if I'll get it or not. You know
I
what I mean?
love that we're going back to the I don't know if I'm gonna get it. And I'm telling you, I think my theory, because again, if he I don't know if there's a third criteria, because nobody has talked about this third criteria, and he said it's a mysterious third criteria that nobody knows about, and it's like, then how do you know about it? Like, it just seems like someone's feeding him false information, because why would they need the data thing when they get, like, you don't need to share your data for them, whatever, right? I don't think that needs to be on for them to know your playtime. Like, you could just look at the game account to see how many times they play. Like, I'm sure they have that data anyway. Secondly, why was DSP the only person talking about it? Whatever? But he submitted to the Nintendo program that's gonna email him about it. So he could easily get it that way. But whatever, okay.
I mean, like,
But I think he wants to heighten the uncertainty, so that way if he buys one, some idiot may buy him one as well. So he'll have two Switch 2s, and he could give one to his wife.
it's not certain that I'm going to
Certain.
get it, which kind of sucks.
But I thought whatever. Like, it doesn't matter, right? Because
I
he
received
shouldn't want
a
it,
generous
honestly.
tip.
He shouldn't want it, because he's only gonna play like 2 games and that's it. Like, why not just wait? But he needs that day one view, baby. Even though he also told us that nobody cares about day one views anymore. Even though he cared about day one views.
$20 from Ian, who says Sony did make a smaller, more cost-effective version of PS5 with the Slim, but they didn't pass those savings on to the consumer. Exactly. That's what I said. I said, you notice they did make the Model 2 of PS5, but the prices haven't dipped. This is like the first time that's ever happened.
How do they
and
know
it's
they
because Sony
saved
doesn't
money
feel
on
like they
that
have
model?
competitors.
How
so why would
do they
make
know
Make it
that?
discounted for you?
Were you in the marketing
think that
room?
they
Were you
need
there? Were you like, oh,
to
I
be
know
competitive.
the hardware they used?
And in reality, I don't think they do. I really don't think that they have to. I think that they're kind of on the right track here. I'm not saying that's pro-consumer or that's how I want it. I wish that it would be pro-consumer, but yeah, they don't need to be giving you
Sometimes
guys
you
or
can't get what
me
you
any
want.
discounts because they're the top dog when it comes to consoles.
Top dog. Okay, sound good? All right.
I don't know, NJZ. I don't pay attention. He says, did you know they added dynamic themes to PS5? I don't boot my PS5. So
He doesn't know they added dynamic themes after he bitched about dynamic themes.
did I do the pre-order steps using Switch 1? What do you mean, Cade? I don't know what that means. The only
Whatever.
thing that I was able to do
Okay.
is on the day that they announced it, within like a few minutes of it being announced, I logged into my Nintendo account
Well,
and I signed up for
was
the
it happening-
buy
whatever.
the console through Nintendo deal, which you qualify for if number one, you have a year
one.
of Switch Online, which I do. Number two, if you have over 50 hours of gameplay on your Switch, which I do. And number three, and this is the big question mark, if you have data sharing enabled.
Why is it a question
I don't know
mark?
if I do. I don't know if I ever enabled it or disabled it. So I don't know if I qualify for it. I signed up for it, but I don't know if I'm going to get it. Because I don't know if I had the data sharing on. I don't even know where that is on the console.
Oh my
I might have
God.
disabled it at one point. I might have left it enabled. I don't know. So I likely am not going to get it, to be honest. But I guess we'll see. I just feel like it's going to be a free-for-all where one morning out of nowhere, It's going to be like, oh, by the way, pre-orders are now live in the U.S.
No,
and
they're
everyone's
probably
going to
gonna
be like,
announce
what?
it. They're
And
not
not
gonna
expect it. It's going to be completely
whatever.
random who gets them and who doesn't.
But wouldn't that be better though if nobody knows? Because that way, like, whatever. Okay.
No, my Switch isn't even hooked up currently, so I can't even check. My Switch is unhooked downstairs, so.
Why is it downstairs, Phil? I thought it was your business Switch. Why is it downstairs? I always knew this the whole bullshit about it's behind my TV. That's why in these images you don't see my Switch. This dude never had his Switch in the room. Cat was using it. I never believed for a second the Switch was. That's why he always ducked a lot of Switch games, like because Cat is the one using it. Which begs the question, right? Why does she buy her own Switch?
It's not on your console. It's in account settings on the website. Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
But it doesn't matter.
In one
The
year
data
out the
sharing had
other.
to have been on previously, not now. So if it's off now, you're fucked. Yeah. It had to have been on because what
I
they were
guarantee
saying
he
is the
turned it
data
on.
sharing is how
I
they can
guarantee
figure
he
out
turned it on
if you
after
played
this.
50 hours or whatever.
Because, it's DSP. He ran to turn it on. But I don't think that's what it's used for. Isn't the data sharing the thing that is, like, used for Google? And people are, like, saying, you should turn this off because Google is gonna know what you buy on Nintendo. Google's tracking you through Nintendo now. Okay, let's,
In Japan, only.
Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to talk about. The other stuff was like a bonus.
Oh, yeah. So that's another interesting point that no one really has talked about too
No,
much.
people talked about
So
this.
they are offering, if you didn't know, in Japan only.
I love it. They're offering. This is an offer. A Japanese company is offering the Japanese market a Japanese only Switch 2. Very, very special. When it's just the Switch 2, it's region locked. I love that DSP's like making this sound way more fancy when all Nintendo's like, yeah, our Switch 2 is region locked, bitch. You can't get it. Yeah, eat it. Like, there you go. Even though probably people will just still buy it and then they'll just hack it, They'll just do it that way. Come on.
Only. They are offering a Japanese only Switch 2, meaning it doesn't work in English. It only runs on Japanese.
This is an offer,
But it's a
guys.
significant discount compared to the version of Switch 2 that will
Because
have
it's
the
cheaper
English.
to make there.
So if you're in Japan and you speak Japanese, you can get the console for a
if
big
you're
discount.
in Japan, you speak Japanese.
Everyone else worldwide has
Okay.
to pay more money, a premium.
Yeah, premium. Yeah, it's a premium because, like, hardware. What is hardware? Where do they buy these parts? Who knows? Trade, exchange rates, all these things. Whatever. I mean, that's always been the case when it comes to these prices. Like, this is something that you learn when you're like a little baby. Like, guys, I learned this. Well, first I learned it when my through my parents because obviously, And then secondly, when the PS3 was announced, I was like, wait a second, these prices are different. Huh? Then I was like, oh, it's because of different currencies. And it was like, oh, and then I realized, a lot of people, they may do other stuff because it's cheaper and all this other, because transaction rates. But no, I'm stupid. I'm an idiot, right? It's actually a premium price, obviously. That's why these prices are different. Not because of, like, currencies, transactions, economies, all these global factors. That doesn't exist. That doesn't happen.
To have the version that has your language in it. But if you're Japanese, you get a big savings. And I was just talking, everyone else worldwide has to pay more money, a premium, to have the version that has your language in it. But if you're Japanese, you get a big savings. And I was just talking about this the other day. There's a good reason for it.
What's the reason?
Japanese think
I
that they are number one.
I love how happy he is about this. So, like, so he can hide behind, I'm just joking, guys. But he's joking about xenophobia. This joke is just xenophobia. He's just being straight up, like, fucking xenophobic. Like, he thinks that they did this because they think they're better, when it's just simply, yeah, the yen is fucking weak. We don't want people to, like, not pay the price that they should be paying because we're shipping these consoles everywhere. We need to make an investment back on this. If someone gets it cheaper, that's, like, we're not going to make the money back. I mean, you could say it's bullshit all you want, and, whatever. I mean, region locking sucks. I agree. But that's why they do it. I mean, like, that's just the way it is. That's how the cookie crumbles, my guy.
Number one. and all others are number 2 or lower. It's known. It's in their culture. So to
No, it's
them,
not.
hey, we're the
Whatever.
makers of it. We're manufacturing this thing. We don't
I
need
think like the
English.
closest I heard people say this is mostly that they're proud of their work and all these positive things. And DSP, of course, wants to make it negative because, fuck that. I'm the best. But that's how DSP talks about himself all the time. But whatever. And I love that he says about Japan when America does this a lot too. Like, we don't want to talk about that side of America, right? Oh, we don't want to talk about all these people are talking about America first and all of that. Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on people in Japan that we don't know what they think, but we're just gonna assume that they're all like this as a hive mind.
So therefore, we'll make it cheaper for us. If anyone else wants it, great. That's fine, but you're going to pay more because we're Japanese and we say so. That's how they operate over there. I find it shocking because people just don't get this. They don't get that this is how the world is, that not everyone
Oh my
in the world is
God.
the same as you. Cultures are different all around the world.
Oh,
There's places in this
okay.
planet that's, as crazy as this sounds,
This is
they
wild.
make women dress from head to toe in clothing and cover their entire bodies.
Do you know why? Like, you can disagree with that practice all you want, but there's a lot of reasons and a lot of things about this. It's a loaded topic. It's a loaded topic. And this dude is talking about video games and then just mentions this, and it's like, and I don't even think he knows why or he's educated on the conversation about this, where it's like, maybe some people want to practice this kind of religion, but they don't want to like be that devoted to it, or like maybe they'll just like put this on instead of like the whole thing or whatever. Like, there's all these other things that are like part of it. If he's not aware of it, he shouldn't be talking about it, because of course, like, you're gonna want to be against it and think it's dumb, and that's fine. But it's also better to be a little like educated about talking about this than just blindly saying stuff, because come on now, dog. Come on, man.
They can't. How dare you be seen? A piece of your body be seen
And this
in
is
public.
coming
That's
from like a dude who lives in America, where we want to like shame people who have an OnlyFans account that was all the other like problematic things in the sex work industry. We want to like shame women for being in bathing suits, right? This dude's saying all this stuff, but this dude cries about a girl who's in a bathing suit in a bathtub, hot tub, whatever, on Twitch. Like, this dude called someone a slut for squatting, and this dude is saying, "Can you believe that you do this in another culture?" I mean, it would sound like you would be at home there, right? If you act this way, right? Correct? Because this dude seems to be very like annoyed when women tend to show their skin, and people just happen to give them money for being in a bikini. The most heinous thing a woman could do is be in a bikini.
It's completely against our culture. To us, we're like, what?
What?
In America, you're lucky if you have a woman walking outside with anything covering her nipples and her cooch. But in other cultures, it's against our culture.
Listen to this.
To us, we're like, what? In America, you're lucky if you have a woman walking outside with anything covering her nipples and her cooch.
So first, he starts off saying like, yeah, women should be able to do whatever, to then go to the other extreme. Yeah, and women just walk around naked all the time. You'd be lucky if they wear clothes. Like, fuck off. Like, dude, come on. Come on. Really? This is the same, like, shock bullshit that a lot of boomers have when a woman shows cleavage. Oh my god, she's basically naked, and it's just a girl in like a top that shows cleavage. Oh my god, she wears cleavage. Then, if they decide to give Eno from Guilty Gear a shirt, then, oh my god, they gave her a shirt to cover up, even though she looks just as fucking hot as she did in the other games. But let's all like fucking be very upset about women and clothing, and let's get rid of the autonomy in that, obviously, right? Like, I mean, what is this? This fucking thing is like, yeah, you'd be lucky if a woman in America wears clothes. What?
But in
And
other
then, and then,
cultures, it's like,
and then the fucking disgustingness of him saying cooch. It's so disgusting. Oh, like this dude. Look how he looks. This dude. You get the same reactions as if you could go to your grandparents and then your grandpa's like,
I get. Have you seen any porn, Timmy? Want some porn with your pop pat?
and then you're like, I gotta go home. I gotta fucking leave. Or they're just like, or you'll be saying like,
Wow, her pussy is pretty cool, right, Billy?
and it's just like it's just disgusting. You're like, it's like seeing an elderly person saying these fucking weird words, and you're just like, you just don't want to be around them anymore. Like, dude, fuck off. Like, it's literally saying a chill down my spine. Just hearing this fucking boomer looking guy just say, oh yeah, you'd be looking that she covers her nipples and her cooch. Oh, fucking gross, dude. Fucking fuck off.
it's just like, the antithesis of that. Like,
Wait, what?
in America, you're lucky if you have a
God, I gotta
woman
hear it
walking
again.
outside with anything covering her nipples and her cooch. But in other cultures, it's like, the antithesis of that. Like,
Oh my god.
but
Oh,
the world is different. Outside of where you live in this little isolated, bubble
like, this
chamber
dude
that
really
you live
loves
in,
the
and you think
stereotype
that
that
everything,
Americans are
tunnel
stupid
vision
and all
is like
this
how
other
you like
stuff.
it. It's
Like,
not.
come on. Like,
The Japanese
dude,
are very
come
different.
on.
They think differently than us here in the United States, So to them, they're like, haha, fuck you. We get the best of
No.
everything. We're going to get
The
the better
yen is
version.
like
It's cheaper. We
bullshit
don't
right
care
now.
that you want it cheaper.
Like, dude, it's like the best time for me to buy a fucking old ass art books. It's like the goated era of buying fucking old Japanese art books because they're so cheap right now. Dude, I've been fiending on fucking art books. Come on now, dog.
don't give a fuck about you. We get the best. You get the leftovers.
No, dude, it's like, come on. All right, whatever. Because if they allow people to buy the Japanese console only, if that was not region locked, they lose money. But yeah, they should go out of business, right? Because
End the show, shouldn't we?
Okay, he's ending the show. He is streaming right now. What is going on? Let's do a vibe check. Where's Raw Phil? Is he just starting? No way.
On the show,
Oh god, look at this.
where as
fucking-
you watch my streams on Kick, for every 5 minutes you earn.
Hold up. I just want to do the cold open.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the final
I
level
love.
1.
Look how. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I don't think these people know how to wash these shirts. They probably wash it in like hot ass water, and it just shrinks. That shirt looks so small. Why would you wear this? It like. This is like, you might as well just wear a short sleeve shirt at this point. Look how bad this looks. The fucking sleeves are going over, like it's going like the top shirt is like too short and the undershirt is going below it. That looks awful. Like, this looks really dumb. What a terrible outfit. Oh my god.
Podcast of the week. And we got a good one. Because today I'll be tackling the Mario Kart World Direct that happened
boy.
live this morning. It's around 15 minutes long, and I'll be watching it back live reacting. It should
Live
be pretty
reacting?
exciting. In addition, big announcement if you missed it last night. I am
I'm
officially
partnered. I
partnered.
can make more
on Kick.
money. I
This is
can milk
awesome.
more.
Thank you to everyone who got me there. We'll talk about what that means, as well
What
as
that
the
means,
first
I
day
get
of
to
using
make
channel
more
points
money.
on Kick, which went pretty interestingly. Plus, today we've got more of the awesome blueprints and my final episode of Smart Guys Wrestling Commentary before the big WrestleMania event this weekend. So we've got a lot of stuff
He
to
loves saying
talk
these
about.
buzzwords.
It's an exciting
Because it's not the
week-ending
last
episode.
Mark. He's gonna do another
Today,
one, but it's the
It's
last
time
one
to sit
before
back
the
and
big
relax.
one.
because it's the Level 1 podcast.
I love how he tries to hype up this fucking intro, and it's like the music is so like stupid. It's like, get ready for the Level 1 podcast, and you're thinking it's gonna be like some cool ass music. It's like do 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 do, and it's like that. That's it's like might as well just. All right, I did that. I think we're good, guys. 3 hours, a 3-hour video. You're welcome. Finally, I did it. Let's go to full screen so you can enjoy my background. What's cool about this is like if I like lean back, you see my chair. It's like it looks like that's my actual chair. The only thing is I wish I need to like grow like or make this a little bit bigger because you see digital figure up here, but that's fine. You got the goats. You got the goats here, you know. Obviously. This is all that matters. My friends. These are my friends. Yeah, you like my friends? They're all happy to be here. Just ignore their faces. They're happy to be here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Time to skedaddle on out of here.